but it's probably more instant. You seem to get the notification.
I did on my Zoom that it said live sooner.
We should be live on YouTube.
Yeah? We're live on YouTube?
Right?
I think so.
I'm going to go back to Zoom and click done.
I don't know.
And this is where we stay.
Okay, Jode. Trying to see. Good morning.
Hello, everybody.
I don't see our video yet, but as soon as I do, I'll say hello. Oh, wait a minute.
Do you see our video?
I don't.
Okay. It says we're live on YouTube.
Yeah, okay. So, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we are live.
Okay.
It says on my iPad.
Correction, we're live. Do you want me to go in and say hi on the Grocery Girls?
If you are there, sure. Or yeah, if you're there,
I don't have Grocery Girls signed in on
okay,
mine.
I'll do it. Good morning. All these technical difficulties.
We look like twins. Oh my God.
We totally look like twins.
I wish you could. Whoops. Do you want me to go in?
Who are these people?
I wish you could see my glasses.
Jodi.
They're so dirty. You know what I need? You know those mitten string like clips?
Yes.
I need one for an eyeglass wipe.
Okay. So instead of the bottom of my t-shirt, I could use something real.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've lifted some COVID restrictions.
Alberta has switched.
Which has included video and recording options and several other things, which we fell into that
chat's
category.
Already up.
We fell into that category. I mean, technically we're supposed to be 6 feet apart, but we're going to make this work. We're in each other's pod.
Yes.
And we don't do anything else.
Listen.
Don't come at me.
Linda.
Linda.
There's a gray zone here, but we are allowed to be doing these streaming things.
Yeah.
So hallelujah. Praise everything, because this is really fun. It feels amazing to be sitting next to you.
It was, yes. Doesn't it?
Yeah, no snitching, Star says.
Star. Love her.
You know, we got to do what we got to do, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we did. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Surprise, surprise. We're together.
That's right.
Again.
That's right. We
did
knew
you
this
text
a couple days ago, and we thought for sure that we would keep it a secret because we thought it was kind of be a fun surprise.
I'm going to just text Jerry.
Good morning, everybody from Colorado and Indiana. Oh my goodness. And Carmel, California. Oh, I'm super. Wouldn't you love to be like where you could see the ocean and the coast and the mountain? Like that's just got to be, it is beautiful. We were there a year ago. Carmel is stunning.
Yeah. I've never been there. I've been to a few places around that area in California, but I've never been there.
Yeah. Well, if you like sun and ocean and like beautiful little quaint towns, you would love it.
Yeah. Yes, I would like to move there. You know, it's funny. Jordan and I were talking about places that we would live, and she's like fantasizing living somewhere with water, but she said she would pick the East Coast. She said the whole idea of the California, the big one.
Oh, sure.
Freaks her out.
Sure. And that's something to consider.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be I would love to be where I can walk by the water, but it doesn't have to be a hot place. I would actually prefer that it's not a hot place.
And it can be a big lake.
Yes.
It doesn't need to be salt water.
Yes. I get really cranky when I'm overheated and like sweaty. I like sort of moderate temperatures, but I do love the water. And there's lots of places like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of the big one and the world ending and stuff like that, you recommended that Greenland movie to me with Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
Jodi.
I'd watch Gerard Butler sit there and eat a banana for 2 hours.
The movie was like, I said to Jeff,
a little bit doomsday-ish.
when it was a little bit doomsday.
An asteroid coming to work. wars, but they were the ones that got chosen. So they survived. Thank
And then I
gosh.
thought to myself, oh, great. Now his wife's got to be a breeder to repopulate the earth.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was on Amazon Prime and it was in kind of a suspense, doom, end of the world movie. We watched it. Jeff watched it to the end. I watched it to about 3/4 of the way through because I was like, I just can't. I mean, they're little.
And he's in
But it was good.
I know, but he's in his full accent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you're not supposed to sexualize men like that or people like that. I don't know. There's
Well, how can you not? Like, how can we not think people are good looking? And
I
wouldn't say it to his face.
I feel like I might.
We're sisters.
It might fall out of my mouth if I met him. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, you're so good looking.
Oh my God, I want to have your babies.
I want to have your
No,
baby.
just kidding.
That's hilarious. So it's 75 degrees in Virginia today, which is crazy. That's a really nice temperature.
Really warm.
Really nice temperature. It's like not too hot temperature. I like that.
So beautifully sunny right now. I can't even.
No, and it really does feel like spring. It's not spring here. It's super deceiving. We're very sunny, but it is chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're twins today.
We are 20s today for such a good reason. We are so excited.
But isn't it funny? We both came wearing our exact same.
I actually forgot that you had knit that.
Oh, I didn't knit. There's a little lace portion.
Now that you say that, I remember.
I just did the crossover stitches here.
It was like a textured arrow knits and pearls thing.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just totally forgot that you even had this shawl. I hope our sound is good with our microphone and everything.
It sounded okay when I had volume on, actually.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kelly says it's 66 and sunny in Connecticut with a breeze. I feel like that's
Kelly.
You could still wear a shawl. You can go for a little walk. I love it.
I feel like everybody's mood is a little better around here. Like, don't you think?
Yes.
Like now we're on, not that it couldn't snow.
Right. It will snow again.
But we're through our winter months where it's really bad. We've still got lots of snow on the ground, but thawing has started. There's lots of grass. And I just feel like that's like kind of generated some new.
I totally agree. We are almost into mud season. As soon as the freezing stops, we don't get that lovely rainy spring where things start sprouting. It's so dry here. Mm-hmm. So the snow melts, creates mud, and we just kind of wait for it to go away.
And do you know, we've had such little snow this year.
We really have. We've had very little winter.
Yeah.
It was super cold, but it wasn't the number of weeks that we normally get.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a crazy weekend for our family. This is our birthday cluster week. Buckle up. Can you imagine?
Birthday extravaganza weekend.
So normally we would all be getting together this weekend at Mom's for cake and
for
festivities.
4 birthdays.
Yeah.
At 5 with Noah. Noah was just last week.
Right. So if we have 5 birthdays in 7 days, and actually if I count my husband's side of the family, I have 6.
Jackson Medeiros was this week.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yes.
And
is
then,
he?
yes.
Okay.
No, sorry. Last
you
Thursday.
were asking me and I don't know.
1 week ago, it was Jackson Medeiros. And Nana is at the end of March.
So there's all these March babies in our family. So
what happened 9 months ago? Where were people?
I remember. So we remember as a family, Jackson. So his birthday is tomorrow. We went to his favorite sushi restaurant, March 13th, 2020.
Okay.
And that was the last time we ate in a restaurant. It was the last time we got together to celebrate a birthday of anybody.
Yes.
Thank goodness it was such a good dinner. It was absolutely amazing. But this is this cluster of birthdays. We will not be getting together with our family.
No.
Our parents will be dropping off cards and gifts and stuff like that at the door.
Sucks.
It totally sucks. But it is what it is.
I was just going to say.
It's not unexpected now. The first birthdays and the first holidays were so heartbreaking. Right. Yes. When you were really missing.
And isn't it sad? You're kind of used to it?
Dinner and we're all cooking ridiculous turkeys at home by ourselves and Christmas and stuff like that. This just seems like it's amazing how resilient people can be and how quickly you get used to sort of a new normal.
It's a lot.
It's kind of alarming.
You had to pivot a little bit and change your mindset, because otherwise you would be a puddle on the floor.
Well, there were those days too, for sure.
Maddie, she is the 14th. Jackson's the 12th. Maddie is the 14th. And Maddie's birthday weekend was the last weekend she was in school. Everything shut down here starting then, as far as schools and things like that. So
quite an anniversary for us, like as a family, as a lifestyle this weekend. So Maddie's going to be 15.
15 going on 30, that kid.
Totally, she is. Like, I couldn't remember if she was
19,
15 or 16 but I knew if she was going to be 16, I would have heard more about driving.
Yeah.
So 15 years old. And it's exciting. So our brother is the 14th. That was a birthday forever for us.
Kelly C's brother is the 14th as well. Do you know?
That's crazy.
There's a lot of March, like 12th to the 14th, I hear.
I wonder what's that sign?
Aries.
Anyway, Aries, huh?
It's an Aries.
No, so it's anyway, not. It's crazy.
It's Aquarius, is that one?
I don't know. Sharon says my twins' birthday is on the 16th and they're getting a kitten. That's what we should buy Jane. So our brother is on the 14th. He married Jane, whose birthday is the 14th. And then Jodi had the nerve to have a baby on the 14th. So
that is so crazy. That's
a little crazy.
Yes.
So it's fun though. It's kind of different and exciting, but different.
Oh, Sarah said she is a teacher, and this day last year was the last day she was in her classroom. She was teaching the last day of school.
Where is she from?
I don't know. Oh, Pisces.
Right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hi. Thank you.
Oh, somebody said her son, Barbara's son, is also on the 14th. So that's crazy. There's the birthday report for everybody.
There you go. Yeah.
That's what we're doing this weekend. We're wishing people happy birthday.
You know what I'm doing?
What?
Okay.
Tell me.
So Jackson.
Do I want to know?
I live to
torture.
Yes.
My son.
And because he's not here, I mean, I do see him at work still, but what Jordan and I are doing, because I know he won't watch this.
Are you kidding? He'll be riveted as soon as the notification goes out.
Jackson works on Friday, his birthday. So Jordan and I are going to go get party hats for us. We're going to get one giant obnoxious Mylar balloon, and we're going to take his gift and go to IGA and call him to the front if he's not already there.
Jodi, he'll love it.
And sing happy birthday.
Well, he'll love it. Yeah. He'll love that. He loves nothing more than to draw attention. He'll think that's funny. Well, and you know what? There's your COVID birthday. You had a normal birthday last year.
Yeah, we will be in masks.
Your COVID birthday.
Yeah.
That's adorable. He will love it.
Yeah. I love it.
I'm going to bake him a cake still, but I'll just be dropping it off.
Yeah. We're so lucky. We still see our family. So our heart still goes out to those who are not seeing family, and we understand it's really long still, but we are in it together still, and we're sending hugs to everybody.
That's kind of an unexpected benefit of a family business in this time, that your work allows you to be socially distant, but you do get to physically see your family.
Yeah.
It's not the same, but it is something. So we do consider ourselves lucky.
Another note, don't forget, it's daylight savings. Saturday night before you go to bed, turn your clocks ahead an hour. This is the crappy one where you lose an hour.
You should be like a newswoman. Don't forget.
No.
This is the not fun one. Our man on the street is saying
it's daylight savings on Saturday.
Hold the phone. That's hilarious.
Hold for Mother Nature.
Right.
We're going to have, actually though, the days are getting longer already.
It feels like it anyway already.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be nice.
It will be fine. So we're very, very, very excited. Oh, Max said your plan with Jackson, he would die, which is good news because Max, we will file that away up here.
Yeah.
And maybe one day.
Okay, that's the reason I'm doing it, is because he's going to die and think it's awful.
Oh,
right?
You have to tell me what time you're doing it. I want to be there.
Yeah, okay. We'll text you on the way from, we thought we would do it before. Oh, I have to find out when his lunch hour is.
I'll tell you what time he's working tomorrow.
Okay.
Or Jordan can figure it out today. Is she working today?
I'll text Jordan. Yeah. We thought we'd go right before we go do our pizza picnic, Friday pizza picnic.
Yes.
In the car.
Yes. Good idea. So we're really excited today. We're going to have another maker spotlight, which is so much fun. It's so much fun to get a chance to chat with someone instead of an Instagram comment or waiting for these in-person events to happen. And Paula from Mayak Yarns, she's the co-founder of Mayak Yarns, is going to be popping in right away. And she has fun things to share with us. And also she's going to share the story of what goes into making a skein of Mayak yarn and where it comes from, because it's very unique.
Yeah. Let's bring Paolo in and you can introduce.
That sounds great. Okay. So Jodi's going to do do you have the waiting room there?
Yeah, it's usually there. I don't see anyone there.
Oh, maybe we have screwed things up. I hope not.
This just in, Paula is missing.
That's okay.
I repeat, Paula is missing.
That's okay.
We'll
just keep our eye on
technical issues. I will play the part of Paula if she doesn't come in.
Yes, because your knowledge is vast.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll just let you know when that happens. Let's just keep going. We can keep going. Oh, just a minute. Paula wants to join. Yes.
Yay. Well, there you go. It's perfect. She's perfectly on time. We were early.
We told her we wouldn't be
we're early.
Bringing her in till 10:15. So she is ahead of schedule.
Yes. So are we just waiting for it to connect probably for a couple of seconds? We'll just wait for it to connect. If you guys are used to going to yarn festivals, you may have seen Paula around. It seems like anywhere there's a big festival, you will see Mayak Yarn. They also have a YouTube channel with amazing interviews of designers and makers, and of course their Instagram. So you guys, there's lots of ways to connect with Mayak. Paula, I see you.
Hi.
I'm just going to change our view so we can be side by side.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
I can't hear you. Are you muted?
No, I'm not.
You're not muted?
Can you hear me?
Why can't we hear her?
Can you hear us, Paula?
Yeah, very well.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You know what I'm going to ask, Paula? If you could hang up and we will reconnect right away with you and see if that's going to change the audio. I'm sorry.
Okay. It looks like we're all wearing the same shawl. That's awesome.
I hope we can all read lips.
Oh my goodness. That makes me feel like so panicky and sweaty.
Oh, they can hear her.
They can hear her. Oh no. Why can't we hear her?
I think it has to do with our microphone.
Oh shit. Okay, let's unplug it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug it before Paula comes back.
Let's do it. Okay, everybody else hears her. That's because she's a pro. She does a lot of these.
Yeah, I probably think it has something to do with this.
Okay.
With our microphone setup. So I am going to, yay. Good morning.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. It was our fault with our microphone. I apologize.
Don't worry.
We're gonna talk a little bit louder because we needed to unplug our microphone. But welcome, Paula.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
We're so excited too. How's everything going in New York City?
Actually, it's a beautiful. I think it's the first warm day of the season, and it's funny because I popped in on YouTube when you started because I always try to watch you live, and I saw you were wearing the hipster. I'm like, I'm going to wear the hipster. I'm going to die.
Yay, we're triplets.
Yeah, triplets now.
I just love it. Well, this was my first project where I knit with your yarn.
Yeah,
and I hadn't known anything about your company or your yarn, and then the more I learned, I just feel like what you guys do is so special, and I just don't know of others that do this sort of thing. Is there any way you can share with us a little bit of your story of how Mayak got to be? Because I think it's so interesting.
It's first of all, thank you to everybody to tuning in for this Maker Spotlight. I'm really humbled to be here, especially after you had big names like Hohi, Amy, Lola, Della, and so I'm pretty like, oh my God, I'm nervous. So I'm trying to. I think our story is a little bit different from other yarn brands because Mayak was born by two friends, Andrea Dominici, who lives in Italy, and myself. We had no knowledge of knitting, fiber, or anything. We have been living and working on the Tibetan plateau for over 20 years, that gives our age away. I always say that. Don't say that. I always say to Andrea, just say a few years. And he actually started with making cheese in Tibet. We met on a grassland, on the Tibetan grassland 1 year, because I was working for a not-for-profit organization here in the US, and I was living in Tibet. And I was dealing with different projects, mainly education, a lot of children, building schools in the middle of nowhere, rural development, things like that. It was really exciting work. And one day I was called back to New York, to the headquarters, and the founder of the organization told me that we had started a little cheese project in another area that was far away from the area that I was dealing with. And it was a little cheese factory trying to make cheese out of the female of the yak. And, but the cheese was not doing very well. The cheese was really bad. And I said, what do you want me to do? And she said, well, you're Italian. Don't you know about cheese? Can you go and figure it out? And I'm like, oh, just because I'm Italian, I don't know anything about how to make cheese. But I went. I think that was the first challenge, big challenge, in this big adventure that I had. And so I spent the subsequent summers on the grassland with the nomadic communities, with a lot of families of nomads trying to make this cheese factory work. And the cheese was trying to provide income for a school, for a Tibetan school run by a monastery. So it was all, the story was really, really important to me, and I put all my passion. And one of that summer, we needed a veterinarian to come and check on the animals, trying to improve the health of the animals. And that's when Andrea came in. And then things got very complicated. Working there was very complicated. Working as a not-for-profit was almost impossible. So Andrea and I became friends. We started thinking of ways in which we could continue to, to work with this, with the passion that we have for Tibetan culture. I had lived in Beijing before. I had studied Chinese. I've learned a little bit Tibetan. So I was very familiar. I could just live there and be happy there. But I know that we knew that we wanted to do something else. And so was this, on one of these stroll on the grassland, we would just take these long walks. You have to imagine this pristine, beautiful environment, 15,000 feet, like 3,500 meters, walking slowly because of the lack of oxygen. And we were just thinking, what can we do? How can we help? And look at all these people, all the nomads are asked to resettle and abandon their lands. They're going to lose their lifestyle and their traditions. So we had these big problems in our head, and just the two little, us. And at that moment, this kid was a younger kid that was walking on the grassland with a little yak in his arms. And he was trying to cross this big river to come towards us. And I'm like, why is he doing? What is he doing? And, the river, and I know because I bathe in the rivers for summers, is freezing cold. So anyway, he crossed the river and he came to us and he said, I heard there was a veterinarian, on site, this big area. My yak is sick. Can you help? So Andrea starts, looking after the animal. He figured it out what the animal had, and he was saying, this it has parasites, but this fur, the hair is so soft. I never touched a yak so close. It's not exactly that you're like like a sheep that you go close or anything else. And so from that moment, it was like, if this hair is so soft, if this fiber is soft, is there something that we can do with it? So we had big chats with different families at the time. And they said, right now, nobody wants the yak fiber. We just basically, in a way, like the sheep wool in Europe, or even in the US, before people came in to use it again. They were just throwing away because it was worth nothing. It was, cheaper to throw it away than actually dispose or try to sell it. And the yak at the time, the yak hair had a very bad name because it was very coarse. But this undercoat of the younger yaks was very soft. And we thought, okay, maybe we could do something. And we sent it to a lab in Italy because we are both Italian. We are an Italian brand. A lot of people think we are American, but we are not. We are very proud to be Italian. Mm-hmm. And they told us that it was so soft that they could not make the distinction between the baby yak, the young yak's fiber that they had, and the cashmere that was there. So we thought, oh, okay, we could do something.
Okay, we're on to something.
Yeah, on to something. Let's do it. And that's how mYak started with no idea what we were getting into it.
It's so, I keep saying interesting, but it's fascinating. So was this in the idea of making a product to help support the nomads in their lifestyle? How did you manage to get enough fiber and all of that stuff? And I just in my mind, I feel like you guys have grown a lot, and that's what I just think it's amazing.
I think is again, we really had no idea. We had no clue what we were doing. I mean, to be very honest, we are astonished that we are here.
Really?
Yeah, I think we know what we wanted to do. We talked to the nomads, and everything we have done from that day on to today, we always work with our partners there. And it's not that we buy some fiber, we send it somewhere and we sell it. So we actually were the first crazy people that form a cooperative of nomads. Like when a cooperative was sort of like not even heard. I think the regulation in China had just been released that year. So we had the first cooperative of nomads and say, you have to work together as families. We're going to share the profit. We are going to buy the fiber from you. Try not to sell it to anybody else, possibly.
Yeah.
Try to be here when we come back. And we have them every step of the way. And we are actually there, Andrea right now, because I cannot go there. Not COVID anyway, not this year, but we are there 4 times a year. So the nomads get a cash input, like money from us at the beginning of the season. And that's the only income that they have. They actually, we don't really talk much about, but we also had a new dairy factory as well that we are launching. We make like yogurt and everything else. So they give the milk to that factory and the fibers. So, there are 2 ways for them to generate income. That means they can stay on the grassland because they're nomads. They don't have a day job, besides being nomads. And the one that they cannot stay there, they are jobless, or, they don't have another source of income, if not something else that's a herb that they collect every year. So for us, it was very important to try to understand how we can, share that profit with them. So we give them a cash advance. Then it's important to say that we started with the yak fiber, and that's all we started. We actually went to the first show with just with this. This is the natural baby yak. This is 100% baby yak. We knew from the beginning that we wanted to try to do something that is naturally, ethically sourced, not problematic for the environment as well. So we didn't want to do any bleaching. So we said, of course, it's brown, it's beautiful. Everybody's going to love brown, which is not true. I can say brown is the new black, but not really. Anyway, so we said, what can we do with this one? 80%, 85% of the yaks are on this color. So we knew that we wanted to have that. The animal shed naturally, so there's no harm to the animal. They just literally shed naturally. Now the women comb them gently, and they separate the colors. Now we are able to, obtain different colors as well. This is sort of the 3 colors that we get, and they have to be sourced and separated manually. And then we knew, because we are Italian and we come from the mountains, we are mountain people. We knew that the textile area in Biella and near Torino was the best one. Those were all of the beautiful, most interesting factories or mills are. And, the Andrea lives in the area. So we said, okay, we have to just combine the 2 elements, they're born in Tibet, crafted in Italy, cut out the middleman, cut out everybody else, no production in mainland China. And so we after it's washed, we get whatever, we get this is the white one. And we send, this one to Italy for the spinning and the rest of the production. So, try to put together the 2 words, so the colors and everything else. And, and slowly we managed to get a little bit more, try to, we invest everything we had,
It's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Did you ever consider making a blend? Because 100% baby, I love the way it feels. Like I had never even thought to knit with something that's 100% baby yak. So is that something
Because that was the fiber available that you thought?
No, what we did was, so, it was like one step of the way, and we wanted to grow. We want to grow slowly. We didn't want to rush. We want to make sure that everything is done properly, not huge quantity because we cannot control the quality as well. And we didn't want to just, we could be easily just order some yak on the market like that. I mean, it's available. It's not baby yak. It's not ethically sourced. Is not traceable, and for us, the traceability and the transparency of every single step is very important. But we got to the point when we became a little bit more popular that people would say, it's beautiful, but it's very warm. It doesn't peel, everything. So we said, okay, let's try with yak and silk, and that's what we did. I think I have a couple of skeins. We did with 50% baby yak and 50% silk.
Oh, beautiful.
These are the mini skeins that we have. And then these became popular. And then we said, okay, let's try with, the same areas. The more rural area had some really, really small cashmere goats, very small Tibetan goats. They were not being crossbred. So the cashmere is really so pure, is the longest staples that you can find. And we said, okay, let's do some cashmere. So we did a collection of cashmere as well, slowly, so it was always small, the palette is not huge. We cannot, we are not hand dyers, so we cannot just throw out a color every few months. So it has to be that way. And we want to grow, depending on what we can afford as well to buy. And then after that, we said, actually not after that, for years, I kept saying, Andrea, there's like tons of sheep. I understand that the yak fiber is not so common. If you think of a young yaks, maybe we get 100 grams per season for one animal. And once you dehair it and you separate it, the coarse hair from the fine hair, we have 25 grams left. So the waste doesn't go to waste because we recycle the waste too. We give it back to the nomads. They use it for stuffing, for mattresses, for the monasteries. So we want to make sure that, the entire chain is sustainable as well. But like I say, look at those sheep, they have so many of them. And, but the sheep wool is very coarse, was used traditionally to make carpets. And I said, it's too scratchy. I'm not that, I'm not interested. Can you make it softer? Can you make it softer? And I just drilled his head for so long until, talking with in Italy with the mills, and then they helped us. They said, well, you can actually put the wool in the same process, the hairing machine of the baby yak. And that's, and that's how our new Tibetan cloud, which is 100% sheep wool, but it's so soft because it's just, it's just the heart of the wool. It doesn't have all of that, the other side of the wool, because that goes to, recycled. And that's how we came up with the Tibetan. This is the natural color.
Paula, were you a knitter?
That was my question.
Stole it. Were you a knitter before you started? Like, were you?
So I learned how to knit when I was very young. I did more embroidery, and I did knit and embroidery. I was very manual, and my grandmother taught me, and I loved it. And I started traveling. If you think, I left home when I was 18, traveling to, by Trans-Siberian train to go to China on my own to study Chinese and live there, since I moved to Tibet. So clearly, knitting was not on my mind. But when I moved back to New York, and we had just started mYak, and mYak didn't start with the knitting, but started with scarves. And I think, Tracie, you have a couple of pieces. So we started as a ready-made collection. And we clearly understood that was not our business, because, the fast fashion was definitely not who we are. But we made some beautiful pieces, and that's how we really realized. And it was at that point that somebody said, why don't you try to knit with this yarn as well? And at the time I was pregnant with my baby, with my daughter. And I thought, okay. So I went to Perso, actually, I didn't want to use our own yarn. I thought it was too precious.
Oh.
So I went to Perso to just buy a skein of something. And I just knit, I just need a blanket. And I thought like, oh, okay. And then we talked to somebody and they said, look, why don't you, try the knitting world? And that's how we started. But yes, I don't have much time to knit, but I do knit. I do have quite a bit of things that I knit as well.
Okay, well, I know how busy you are. It's crazy. It feels like a little bit of serendipity, a little bit of being in the right place at the right time, a lot of hard work, a lot of creativity and imagination, and a lot of passion to help preserve the lifestyle that is so important in Tibet. That is, it's a little bit of a magical story, the way what you guys do. How old is mYak, the yarn side?
2013, that's when we launched the first skein, and we literally went to the Vogue knitting, which is with these two colors, the chocolate and the burgundy dyed on the chocolate, which is still the same color, the same recipe and everything. And everybody were coming to us and say, oh, you're the chocolate booth, you're the chocolate booth.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yes.
So lately, I've seen some other fun things going on in mYak. You have a new project, the doKarpo Woolly Lab. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So it actually started again with that, with the idea of trying, what else can we do? We never stay still, and unfortunately, I don't sleep much, and I always come up with too many ideas. And my team always say, just sleep, don't think. And Andrea and I kept talking about, what else can we do? Because besides the nomads, they're also the farmers, the Tibetan farmers. They live in a really, really poor areas, and they have nothing. All the young people are moving away, and so only the old ladies are there. And for years we thought, we used to see on the grassland as well, when we were going there, when the nomads would move from the winter pasture to the summer pasture, they would always have the portable looms. They would just set the looms next to the tent and weave with the yak fiber or sheep fiber. The black tents that you see in all of the most famous photos of Tibet, all these black tents scattered, are woven in these looms in stripes. And over the years, we saw less and less of those. And also people traditionally would wear this nambu, which is a textile, is a traditional Tibetan textile. It was less and less of that because the skill just got lost. Even the hand spinning nobody was hand spinning because modernity, of course, people wanted to have the cheaper, the brightest, and the fastest. And so those traditions were sort of disappearing. We started talking to people, and they were like, the older people say, yeah, I still know, but nobody's making a living out of that. And we thought, what if we try to bring that back as well? Wouldn't it be nice to at least try to help a selected number in one village? We are not a huge corporation, so we can only do what we can do. But try to select one place with one group of women, again, form a cooperative, we know how to do that, and give these women an income so that even if their husband have to leave to find a job in the city, or they can have their children stay close to them instead of having to send them away to boarding school. There's all another discussion. And give them something to do while reviving the tradition. And I think this becomes sort of the image that we have.
That's so beautiful.
We also posted. So Andrea went to this little village where we have a Tibetan friend that wants to help us and is becoming our partner. And so this woman did hand spun this ball, and I always say it's like a weapon, it's not a ball.
Wow.
In 4 days, so 1 kilo, 4 days. Can you imagine how long it would take? So Andrea actually brought some of it back, and I still have it from 3 years ago. That's my ball now.
That's beautiful. That's treasure.
It's like a treasure. And then we said, okay, what do we do? How can we do it? Would be nice to have that, but we didn't want to have something that would just benefit us, like mYak. So we wanted to launch a project that was like a parallel project where we put in all of our ideas, energy, commitment, everything, admin side, all of it. But we knew that we could not do it on our own. And so we, we managed to raise some funds to buy the first 2 looms. And then we thought, now what? And, it's like, we need, we put a budget together, a 2 years budget to try to make this project self-sufficient and sustainable so that these women can get all of the training that they need. We identify the women, the training, the location, and then they can start producing things and try to sell them locally with their own brand. And maybe we can help, mYak can help with the international distribution. So even other stores can have them, the hand spun or like textiles and something like that. And so we, again, with including the Tibetan that we wanted to talk to, they said, oh, how do we call this project? So the idea of doKarpo, which is this white peak, came up. So, we got a new logo. We just came out with the logo. And we started a GoFundMe campaign simply because we could not, we put everything we had in mYak already, and we knew that we could not do it. It's not just because of the money, but because we thought it would be nice to have a support around these women as well. And so we launched the GoFundMe campaign, and I'm so grateful for the 2 of you for spreading the word and for donating. That really, really helped. And, I know that not everybody can donate to it. So, but, even like, $10, $20 help, the numbers, just the power of crowdfunding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then to parallel to that, to raise more funds, yesterday we launched auction.
This is such a good idea.
I love this.
This is brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, we were so
but I love
lucky.
it.
I'm like, we're so lucky to have designers, a lot of friends are supporting us, and Julie Hoover and Michelle Wang so kindly donated like 90 of their garments. And it's one more beautiful than the other. So they don't get any money. They just donate everything to the project, and they said, do whatever. So I put together the auction. I've never done it before. It was so much work. And we launched it yesterday with half of the pieces. And it's on the mYak, we had a dedicated account. It's called mYak Beyond Borders.
Okay.
And so we put that one on there, and so it's on today. Today is the 2nd day until Sunday. So Sunday we close, and the highest bidder get those beautiful pieces.
So like a silent auction idea, but people are bidding for the knitted garment that has been donated.
Yes.
How amazing is that?
So you'll go to the Instagram of mYak Beyond Borders, and you'll see a sweater picture, and you'll see the bids below, right? And everything goes up by $10 with
not Instagram?
Yeah,
It's on Instagram. Right? It's only on Instagram. Yeah, that was the only way that we could do it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But that is fantastic. Who's not browsing Instagram at least once a day? But I feel like this is so important. I think sometimes we don't think, especially us where we live and the way our life is right now, we don't think of traditions that could possibly die out until they're gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the fact that you guys have noticed that hey, what's going on with this weaving and these looms, and wouldn't it be a tragedy to have something like that not be around anymore? I love the efforts that you guys are making with that.
Well, even a little further, the whole idea with the nomads and where they would have been if someone didn't come in and, figure out a way that they could be making money still on their land.
Doing their traditional work that they've always done in the way they've always done it, right?
Yeah.
I love it. The auction is really, really fun idea. And so everybody should go check that out. Some of the samples, I mean, you guys, even when I see your YouTube channel, Paula, you guys have some of the newest patterns all the time knit in your yarn. They're so beautiful. I love it. I love your YouTube channel. Can you tell me a little bit, tell me about your YouTube channel, because we're on YouTube.
Oh my God. I know it doesn't look like, I am the shyest person in the world. And when COVID hit, people kept saying, you have to go out there. You don't have events. Nobody's coming to your space. You have to go there and tell your story and tell things. And of course, Andrea said, okay, it's you, not me. I'm like, fine. And so I actually clicked live on Instagram the first time and see what happens. And all of a sudden, these people were coming on. I'm like, okay, what do I say now? And I start actually, I start watching other YouTubers. I mean, to me, you're amazing. The way you're so natural. It's the 2 of you. Clearly, it's easier being, I wish I had my sister here to do it. But and I thought, okay, let's do it. I mean, maybe you have hundreds of viewers right now, and you know, we have maybe 10 or 15 watching us when we go live. But you know, we want you to be as natural as you are as well, without all the editing, the music. You know, it's like, plus it's just me doing the
It's got to be easy.
Yeah. So it's and then we have the mYak Tibetan Fibers channel. We have guests once in a while. Sometimes guests fall through, so I don't do the chat, so I just go there and blab away a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying my best.
I'm not kidding you, and I'm not saying this just because you're here. I watch you all the time on your channel. I love your interviews. I think it was last spring, or maybe it was in the fall, when you released a new yarn and you had all these swatches and you were marling all the yarns together. You were showing all the colors. I mean, I love it. I think you share such great stuff, but it's also wonderful company. You are supernatural. I'm surprised to hear that you're shy.
Yes, I am.
Very surprised, because you look like you're having so much fun. So yes. I love it. I hope you keep up all those great videos, because I
always cough because I get nervous, and then I mean, you know, but I'm trying. I think I'm getting it to be more. A lot of people say that they enjoy it. So yeah. You know, I want to show you what we have on the needles right now.
Okay. Yay. We love show and tell. Oh,
we just cast it on today. These are the colors.
Ooh, they're beautiful. I love it. Is that this color?
Yes.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Is it ochre and petrol?
Yes, it's ochre. Lazy Day, which is more like a purple, has to be a combination of what you love and what I love, and the oatmeal. And we just cast it on today.
So beautiful. Well, thank you.
I thought that, and hopefully I will have it ready for when you know, we have you as a guest.
Well, that is so nice. Thank you, Paula. So you guys have a studio in New York, right? Like when the world opens up again, we can come visit you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We used to, you know, a lot of people know us because of this space. I'm very lucky because I've been given the space to use, so I don't have to pay rent, which is really good. Yeah. I work, you know, and a lot of people don't know, mYak is not my day job. So it's, you know, I put a lot of passion in it, but I have another.
That blows my mind.
I have a full-time job, and you know, so, and, you know, the space here and below is part of my job. And so, you know, the space, we can do events and everything else. We used to have it. So it's really, really beautiful. And I hope, you know, that soon we will be able to do that again, sure.
Well, you know, if we're ever in your neck of the woods, you know, we'll be knocking on your door, because it would be such a treat to come see you and see the yarns and the samples and everything in person. You guys did tons of traveling before COVID. You were at every show I ever saw. You guys had a booth. You did so much work.
Yeah. We love to travel. We love to see people. I think for us it was important to put the story out. I mean, this is the longest in the last probably 30 years that I stayed put. I always travel, like, you know, 5-6 times a day with my daughter on tow. You know, I did the first events when I was pregnant, and, you know, like driving for hours. I mean, you know, we love that. So staying like this is a bit weird.
Have you taken your daughter to Tibet?
Not yet, because of the altitude. We have to wait for the kidney to develop a little bit more to be safe. Okay. So the idea is that hopefully next summer, we will be able to go, because we are trying to set up. We have a guest house there as well that hopefully one day we will open up to a knitting retreat.
Wow, I would love that. Talk about so exciting to do something like that. Well, we have a little bit of your yarn here and I love it. I love knitting with it. I'm so surprised. Yes, it's super soft, but it's not that pilly yarn that's so soft that you feel like it doesn't look nice after you've worn it a few times. It's really just beautiful yarn. So we are huge fans of what you're doing, and thank you so much for coming by today. We had a fun email from you this morning, which is so exciting, and you're so generous.
Paola was generously offered a 15% discount to all of our viewers.
Can you share how long is that good for? What's the code?
You know, like as I said before, I wake up with ideas and then I never really think them through. So probably until Monday to give the entire weekend for people that can just, you know, or to ask question or to check and to browse or anything else. And, you know, Monday's fine. Somebody needs a little bit more time.
Thank you for that. So it's grocery 15.
Yes.
When they go to your mYak website.
Yeah. So when they check out, you just put grocery 15. It's valid basically on all of the yarn and all of the kits. We have a special in the yarn. We have a special section with ready to wear and yarn that is on sale. The 15 is on addition to the sale as well. So anything.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't apply to books and one kit only. And the new beautiful stole that we have.
Those are gorgeous.
The limited edition cashmere stole that we did.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, that will not apply to that.
So I did purchase one of your ready to wear baby yak cabled scarves for my husband for Christmas. He loved it. Like it was super warm but soft. He had no idea what amazing yarn he was wearing, but he loves it. He loves it. So I don't know if we mentioned, but your doKarpo Woolly Lab is an active GoFundMe.
Yes.
So, right. So we're going to link that below the video here today, of course. And if anybody has, you know, $5, $10, if you just want to tell your friends about it, all of that support is going to be so great. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the next step for you guys, where that goes, because I know it's going to be amazing. There's so much love in your company.
Well, you know, and the important things to say is that we are not waiting for raising all of the funds. We can actually start. So in 10 days, we start the first training because we already raised some funds. So we are like on the ball. In 10 days,
so it's ongoing right now.
Yeah, we don't sleep, as I said.
We'll make sure we link mYak website, your GoFundMe, and also the auction that's happening right now. How long is the auction lasting?
On Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern. So there will be 8 p.m. for you in Canada. And I just let me say, you know, both of you, I think you have inspired my YouTube, you know, our YouTube channel. I think the laughs that I had when you started as, you know, of course, Tracie, I met you when you started in Stitches West and you had that shawl and I was like, wow, she's coming to my booth. And then meeting you, Jodi, as well. I mean, meeting you virtually. I remember having so much fun because you were so natural and so yourself that I thought these are true people. They're not making it up. They are not, this is what, you know, who you are is what you get. And I just loved it. And I just hope that I can, you know, I learned so much just by watching you.
Oh my gosh, that touches my heart. We don't see ourselves like other people may. So it was a thrill to meet you. And it is a thrill to have you here today. And you know, if our shenanigans can make you feel good about your YouTube too, then great, because what's better than being authentically yourself? That is our favorite thing to be. I mean, who wants to be anything else? So thank you. Thank you for making time for us. Thank you for coming and sharing so much. Your story is fascinating. Every bit of it is amazing and your products are gorgeous.
I hadn't heard all of it. I knew sort of the background and the history that you have on your website, but to hear it, you know, you and your partner, how it started and how it evolved and where it is now. It has been such a great listen and visit with you this morning.
It's true. Yarn and cheese. I mean, literally two of my favorite things. How could we go wrong?
Yes. So we have to go to Tibet together.
Well, I hope you have the best day and a great weekend with your auction. Everybody should go check it out because the samples are crazy. I saw the stone cutter by Michelle Want. Like,
yes,
they must go bid because there's amazing pieces.
Yes, yeah.
So many.
Yes.
Thank you, Paula.
Thank you, Paula.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. And again, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. I will keep watching while I place.
Thank you. Now I'm going to be nervous. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You know,
how good was that? I'm going to plug in my microphone.
Okay.
I feel she's lovely.
Just like a knit night. I just feel and glow. Get a chance to connect with someone.
I hope you can still hear us.
Can everybody hear us better? Okay, now with the thing plugged in, because sometimes it screws up when we do that.
Yeah, we might.
I just think every little bit that I knew, and I certainly, like you said, didn't know all of those little tiny details.
Yeah.
I just think they're doing very special things.
I love hearing people's story. I love the history. I love the conception and how committed they were to these Tibetan nomads and how they would do anything to save the traditions and the history.
And they didn't seek it out. Like trying to help a little sick baby yak and going, wow, this thing's soft. Like, what can we do with this? I mean, and then things grow from a tiny little seed. But I think at the heart of everything, it's passion and love and the desire to preserve, you know, these customs that have been there forever. And God forbid something like that was gone at some point, because just like so many things have happened. Right. So, so when you go to your yarn shop and you see a skein of mYak, now you're going to know kind of a little bit of where that came from. Like the fiber is hand sorted by people that live there, and the animals are, you know, raised and cared for so well. That's so important, right? So anyway, thank you, Paula, for coming.
This yarn,
coming over.
This yarn is special. Yeah. If all you want to do is get one skein, get it and knit a pair of mitts, get it and knit something around your neck, around your head. It is ridiculously soft, you guys, and light as a feather.
So this one is a lace weight. This is the one called, I think it's called Baby Yak. I actually don't know what this one's called, but it's 100% Baby Yak in a lace weight, 350 meters. But I mean, I got these 3 colors because I thought they'd be fun marled together, like make a little cowl or make a little shawl. You could knit it at a thicker gauge by holding 2 strands together. That's petrol Jodi. It's black. So it's like the darkest teal.
Oh, that's what it is.
Is that one petrol? Yes. I think it is. Anyway, this
moss.
Oh, moss. Okay, so I have petrol. It's like the darkest teal too.
This is emerald. And did you say this one?
This one's ochre. This is the same color we're wearing. But this is the Baby Yak. It's a light worsted, like heavy DK light worsted.
Yeah. Like you guys, this is reading black. It is the darkest teal.
Yeah.
Greeny teal. It's beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yay!
So what we're wearing, both of us, and what Paola was wearing is the hipster shawl by Hohi Locatelli.
So you know what I did? And I didn't follow the pattern correctly. I ended up with 3 repeats of just the dropped yarn over stitches.
Yeah, but that's okay.
No, I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
So it's a crescent shawl with lots of garter, and then you get these fun little drop stitches, and then tiny little tassels that you sort of add all the way along the bottom. Yeah. And it's really warm. This yarn is warm like wool.
It has those properties of a woolen spun. Is it woolen spun?
I don't think so.
No.
This is it right here.
But it has those, not the properties. It's light, you guys, as a
super
feather.
Light, super warm. And even though it's soft in the skein, boy, did it soften up after you washed it even again. So I love it. This is one of my all-time favorite shawls, and it's very cozy to wear. When I traveled, this was the only shawl I took.
And I knit this after seeing your ochre color, knowing I needed to have it. It is not so out there, but it wasn't so far outside my comfort zone. This, you guys, I get so many compliments on this color when I wear it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it looks really good with all the neutrals we like to wear, like grays and blacks and denim. But if you go to the mYak website, you will see so many colors.
Yes.
Something will, we missed asking her about, they've got something else called the Cora Club, which is really fun. There's actually a video on the mYak YouTube channel. If you go check it out, it's a club they have where they dye a special color and a designer makes a pattern in it. And then they add a special treat from Italy. Oh, but it's a limited edition club. So you've got to buy just that. And there's only so many that they are able to produce. So that's another fun thing that they do over there.
We love mYak.
Can you believe she's got a full-time job too?
No.
I mean,
no, did you know that?
Yeah, I did. Just recently.
Yeah.
And it still blows my mind to even imagine that. So that was really fun. So there's some knitting for you. We got our shawls on.
Wowie.
I'm dyeing in mohair and a shawl, so I have to take off.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. I'm good.
It feels better now. Not as hot.
Excuse me. I forgot how much more work it was to get your ass out the door.
Jodi.
To go somewhere. Not that it's a ton, but it wasn't just going from the kitchen to my office.
Right. Yeah. So we totally, I love it. I'm so glad, but you're right. So I'm like, oh, I got to get up and make sure I've got myself organized on time this morning.
Did you note the time I got here with 10 minutes to spare?
Jodi, I was super impressed.
I know.
Still am.
Yeah.
Still am
impressed with myself too.
You should be.
Okay. This is launch week.
Yeah, this is really fun. We've got a big day tomorrow.
What a big week. We get to talk to Paula with mYak this morning. And then we have our Love Enemy, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But it just, I mean, that's
and
really
we have new
exciting.
patterns coming tomorrow.
That's what just dawned on me.
Kind of all of those things in one day. So the next 24 hours will be, from this morning.
You'll get sick of hearing from us.
Everybody's like, just go home already.
You know what I did notice on Paula's website, which I think is great. I appreciate and love a kit.
Oh, should they do tons of kits, right?
So what they've done is you buy the pattern separately, and there's a link in the listing to go to Ravelry or the designer's website. Mm-hmm. But they've kitted a lot of these patterns. And this is Julie Hoover's. It's called Veneto.
Is it new, that one?
I don't know if it's new, to be
Maybe
honest.
It's in the sample sale. I hope people go to Instagram and check that out. It's crazy.
But this is a kit
on their website
that they've kitted on their website. And then this, how did we miss this? This was new in the fall.
Isn't that beautiful?
Isabel Kramer, and it's called
Tiberius.
Yeah. This is Isabel Kramer.
Well, there's lots and lots of designers that use Mayak yarn in their design.
You guys, look at this. This is on my next Colorwork sweater
That's beautiful. That would be so. Is it fingering weight?
It's sport, but I think I'll knit it DK.
Sure.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
And we'll link these in our show notes. Don't forget. Don't worry about having to write that down. It'll be.
Yeah.
I just thought those were so beautiful. They have tons of sweaters kitted. Tons and tons.
Okay. Mayak said Paula says she thinks their website crashed.
Yes, that's what I'm
with
hearing.
Shoppers.
Yeah.
Oh no. I mean, yay shoppers, but
I mean, there are worse problems to have.
There are worse.
Don't worry.
They'll figure it out.
They will figure it out. Keep trying. Don't give up.
Things probably have to get like rebooted, or
the code is available all through and including Monday.
Right.
So,
right.
Not to worry.
Right.
Should we talk about knitting?
Well, yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Isn't that what we're here for?
Okay, bye. We're done. Show me something you were knitting.
Oh, no, seriously.
Did you forget it?
Well, I don't think so.
Do you not see it?
Okay, so oh no, I see it over there.
Okay,
you go first.
I'm gonna show. I've been continuing to play with this sock.
Good.
And so this is peanut butter and jelly sock set from To the Macks YarnCo.
Jodi, I love it. I love that one.
It's a dark black plum mini, and then a really pretty light color. But I've just been, playing around with different. I think I'm getting closer. This is not going to be the sock pattern. I'm just playing with different patterns.
Isn't it fun? Oh, I love it, Jodi.
To see what I'm going to end up with. And I think it'll be a combination. I think I'm on to
some
texture. More here. Yeah.
I love it.
So this is just by my chair, and when I don't feel like diving into something, I just knit a few rows.
I feel like I'm in between things too with our knit along starting next week.
Yes.
I'm sort of trying to pace myself so I don't start knitting on my sweater too soon.
Yeah.
So I've been casting things on too. Jodi, I love that.
Yeah. So that's just been fun.
Awesome. And I really love those colors. That peachy.
It's pretty.
It's
peachy sand.
It's not too, it's really beautiful. It's a gorgeous color, and I love the speckles.
Thank you.
Okay, I do have a project that I cast on. Actually, I've got to go to her Instagram too, so I can show you better. But I had an awesome offer to test knit the other day on Friday, maybe.
Someone asked you?
Yes, it was so great.
Fun.
Okay, remember Vanessa?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Vanessa Smith, we talked about her patterns a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, she's so beautiful.
Yes, isn't she?
Yeah.
So this set this mitten, it's not a set. Like, I think it'll be 2 different patterns.
Right.
But I think they come out next Friday.
Yes.
And she saw our video and she's like, oh, I see that you love mittens. Any chance you're interested in test knitting my mitten? Yes, please. For sure. I would love to. I mean, you know, fingerless mitts, right? Super quick. But this pattern, you guys, I have to tell you, I know.
Those colors are amazing.
So this is, oh my gosh, what even is the name?
Tracie
Jodi. This is such a cute pattern.
Is Georgia here?
No, but you can yell at her if you want.
That's beautiful.
So the pattern is where you do a really long cuff and then fold it to double it.
The long cuff.
You can fold it to double it or not. So at the beginning, I thought, oh, I don't want to knit. I don't think I want a double cuff. But then as I was working my way through the glove, I did do the double cuff around the top and the thumb.
Oh,
and
fold it and attach it.
You bind off and sew it down in the same motion.
Okay.
And the pattern is super clear on how to do that. And I even said to her, I felt very intimidated with this little portion because I had never done it before, but she's got pictures. She's got, you know, as soon as you start doing it, you just follow what she says. It works like a charm.
I want to knit those.
Okay, Jode. And another thing that I loved, the pattern, you know how you normally increase in a thumb gusset? You're increasing the palm.
So you can have a really pretty pattern around your thumb.
I just thought that was different.
I love that.
It's beautiful. It's a DK weight pattern. So get your
How does it fit?
Like a glove.
I wonder if they got that term from that.
It actually fits great. And the length of it is very like, not for warmth. It's kind of for fashion, right? Like it's just to look cute and be kind of warm, not Edmonton cold weather, but I will wear the heck out of these.
Yeah.
I had about 20 different combinations. I did not know what I wanted to use. Lots of ladies used like a speckle for their contrast color. It was really pretty. But I ended up choosing this Barrett Wool Company, the Woolens line.
God, that's gorgeous.
It's just, feel how soft it is.
What is that brown?
This is a gray. It's called Inkwell. But when
it leans purple,
it's very, it's really cool color.
No, but it leans mauve-ish.
Yeah, it's very, and maybe it's because of the contrast that I put with it. The contrast color is, it's called Greenland. So Inkwell and Greenland, which is like a little minty. So, you know,
they're amazing.
Does it feel good? Like you could maybe just go up a needle size if it feels too tight. There's the pattern. It's interesting knitting someone pattern for the first time. Like I've never knit any of Vanessa's patterns, so I'm getting used to her writing style. She is incredibly
thorough,
detailed in her Yeah, so good. It's been so great.
You guys, the overall look of this with the patterning here, and then you turn it over and it runs here, and with these I'm glad you did the fold.
Yeah, me too.
Right? You've never done that?
I almost didn't. And I thought to myself, you're a terrible test knitter. Yeah. You have to at least try it. I'm testing the pattern, right? So I'm so glad I did.
10 out of 10. I will buy this.
Jodi, there's a hat too. The hat, the beanie is beautiful. And so lots of
What's the name?
Okay.
And it's not available now, you guys. It's next week.
I believe it's next Thursday.
We will show it again.
These are called... Okay, this is a working pattern. It's called chevron mitts. I don't know. I didn't actually, you know how sometimes you don't print the front page? Well, yeah, they're called chevron mitts on the pattern.
It's so beautiful.
So there you go. She's got the beanie and the mitts. Gorgeous photos.
Laura said her 3-year-old daughter has just said she wants those mitts.
Oh,
Laura, you're gonna have to get busy.
Can I just say, if they fit, I would send them, but I think at 3, they probably aren't gonna fit. So Laura will knit you some.
Yeah.
Use a kid's pattern and adapt it, but it's really beautiful color work. I love it. I've enjoyed it so much. And this took no time. Like one evening I did the ribbing, and then the next evening I did most of the color, you know?
Yeah. Fingerless mitts go really fast because they're a small project.
Yeah.
I'm just so tempted.
I'm Jode. It's very sad. This is a very satisfying project.
That would be a weekend project for me.
It would.
Right?
Yes.
Have the weekend to cast on and
yes. So I think I will try and get this second one done this weekend, because these are a great weight to be wearing in the spring.
Yes.
Right? Just start wearing them.
Very tempted. Would she care if you shared the pattern?
Probably not. And how about this? She's doing her test knit on Slack. Have you done anything on Slack? And I said to my son, what is Slack? Like, it feels like a Facebook group.
Okay.
So you get access to a certain group, I guess, on there.
Yes.
But it's nice. It's like, you know, you can post pictures and it's like a threads of conversation. I really like it. I think I might try it for a test knit.
Rather than just email.
Yeah. I might like it better because it's an app. So you can get, I don't know. I really like it.
Yeah. No, that's great.
I wonder if the ladies would be interested in trying that. It's been very nice.
Do you set your patterns up on Ravelry and do the testers there?
You know how do people do that? So is it just an open? I don't know how to do that. No, the answer is no.
You know, when you put a new pattern up on Ravelry, there's that testers
code.
What? Oh, that's
so they can put that code in their pattern name. And then when you upload the pattern to Ravelry, that switches to the pattern link.
Oh, that would require me to have it ready.
Right. So I actually started that this time. Like, I started my pattern so I could get that. I don't typically do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't.
Only because the lady said, hey, is there a code? And I was like, okay, you're way ahead of me.
Yeah. No, they get a pattern they're testing it to find my mistake. So I have to keep giving them newer versions.
Right.
For the little errors that they find. Right.
Let me tell you, I really am enjoying this. I got the pattern by email, but then the conversation and everything is happening in this group on Slack.
Yeah, I love that.
So if anybody has any experience with that, that would be great.
Yeah. Oh, Anne just said she loves Slack. And then Patty said she tested on Slack once and it was good.
Yeah.
Oh, so a lot of people use Slack. Oh, yeah. Isn't that funny?
I said to Jackson, what is Slack? And he said, it's old people's Facebook. And I said, whatever. Like, your opinion.
Good Lord.
Not to be judgy, but don't listen to him.
Yeah. But you're being judgy.
What does he know?
Okay. I'm going to show something.
Okay. Let's see. You're knitting, Joe.
Well, it's actually not knitting. Oh, you know what?
It's not knitting. That's exciting.
I'll show this when I show the yarn, but I did do a swatch.
Jodi.
I have continued.
That's a real swatch.
Going down the granny square.
Tell me all about it. How is this happening?
This is happening because I found all that yarn and I'm just using all scraps. You guys, I'm embarrassed to say I haven't used the same ball twice and I used 2 per row.
Why is that embarrassing?
That's a lot of scrap.
Everybody knows you have a lot of yarn. That's not news.
This is all yarn that was wound.
Good.
Scrap, like
full skeins. Well, you've been knitting for a long time, Joe.
And crochet.
You would have lots of leftovers.
So there's this one. You guys, I'm obsessed.
Jodi. Okay, look at the bright colors on that.
Look at
what is that one on the edge? That's a self-striping. Hey, the way it's changing like that?
No, you know what that one is? That was
I see sparkle.
Hedgehog fiber.
Oh.
In their Aran. Is it called Villain?
I don't know.
That's what I think it's called.
Really?
I need to get a sample of
That's beautiful.
Yeah, look at that, you guys. And it changes. Hot pink and ochre and
I thought it was a
mauve.
striper.
No.
I love how all your squares are so different. Jodi.
Look at how this one feels.
That's so like romantic.
That's what I thought. And then this one.
Oh, I love that.
Like each one is a mood.
So yeah, totally. Like you're going to have the coolest blanket. So tell me, how long does it take you to do one of these? When do you do this? In the evening when you're sitting watching TV?
In the evening. It takes about 3 hours. And I don't pre-plan. I just start with a color and then go back to the basket and see. These two are not close together, but I feel like I could have been a little more contrasty.
Which two?
These two.
Oh, yes. I see what you mean.
Right?
I thought that was one. But not really. But no. And you know what? You can tell that they're different.
Yeah.
Somebody said, do you only do 2 rows for each color?
Two rows
go around.
2 go around for each color.
Okay. Do you want to tell everybody how you start? Like how many stitches are in the middle, and then it just grows from there, right?
Yeah. It starts with I do a magic loop. That's the way I crocheted with the hats and stuff. It actually had you chain and connect the chain. And then,
so how many do you chain? Because it looks like you're doing the same thing every time.
Yeah. So once you do your chain, and then once you have your loop, 3 double crochets into, and then do a, 1 chain, 3 double crochets, chain 3 to make the 4. And then
so you start with
4 clusters of 3.
Right.
Yes. And then each corner gets two clusters, right? To turn that corner. And then each one gets a cluster of 3 in each one. You guys, it's so easy. Anyone who crochets or wants to learn how to crochet,
but I love it, Jo. The pattern is the simple part of it. And the yarn is what shines kind of in this pattern.
Yes.
I love it. So that's going to be really, really, do you love it? Are you still having so much fun? This purple is awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes. Is it Sweet Georgia? It looks like Sweet Georgia, but probably
I don't
not.
know.
It's a single
Nicole.
ply.
It's a Nicole.
Oh, okay.
It's a Hue Loco.
Beautiful.
There's a single and it's held with a worsted. Two singles and a worsted.
Okay. So you're really stash busting. Boy, that's gorgeous.
God, it's so fun. It is so fun to see. You guys, I've done 10.
So that's amazing. That's like half your blanket.
Yeah.
Have you thought any more about the color you're going to join with?
I think it's got to be dark.
Shopping. Yeah, but maybe not. Maybe it's a mid-tone gray.
Right.
Like who knows what you find when you get there.
Right.
But you're going to need a lot of yarn to join it probably, right?
Mid to dark, mid to charcoal to mid gray, somewhere in there.
Okay. Somebody said magic circle.
Yes. So I said magic loop. I called it magic loop on my hand. And then you bring it. It's a really easy technique
Okay.
I mean, I think I'm talking gibberish to people who don't crochet, but is it magic circle or magic loop where you do this and chain? Yeah. On your hand.
I didn't realize you had to do anything like this.
Yeah. Loop the yarn twice around and then bring 1 loop in and then you crochet up, then you pull it. Like once you, it's so easy, right? Because I've done it 100 times.
Can you show me that hand motion again? What do you have to do?
And then pull.
And then pull.
And then pull it, yank it.
Whatever, Jodi. Apparently that's crochet.
Yes.
What?
The pattern has you chain 4 and then slip it to to make a loop with 4 chains.
Okay.
But then that gets for me fussy.
Right. Okay.
So that's why I went back to this old technique, not an old technique.
Somebody says video tutorial. I'm sure there's a whole bunch on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you're waiting for Jodi to launch her YouTube channel,
it's not
you might be waiting a while. Okay, I cast something on.
Did you?
Yes. Jodi, last Friday, a truckload, a beautiful pile of boxes from La Bien-Aimée showed up. And
no baguettes inside. I was secretly hoping they might have stashed a baguette and a pound of butter. Yeah.
Anyway, so and I thought to myself, I'm going to knit a quick sweater before I knit along. I don't know, who.
That was a great idea in theory.
It's exactly. It's a great idea. The execution is probably not going to be that great. But I started a love note. That's not the top of it. Here's the neck. So this is going to be a love note in the La Bien-Aimée Sienna color. So I love it. I started it with a little bit different this time. I did not do the provisional cast on.
Right.
I just cast on. I went sort of to the end of the pattern to see how many stitches I would end up with. And then added a few.
Why?
Because I'm going to do an I-cord bind off.
Got it.
So at the end, I'm going to pick up all my stitches on the edge here and just bind off in an I-cord. I'm going to do I-cord at the bottom and I-cord on my wrists.
Nice. So it'll be a little different from the
It'll
other
be
one.
a little bit different. It's not going to have lace. So right now I'm in the part where
I love that.
right now I'm in the part where I would be doing lace. But that's a really good representation of the color. It's very, I'm alternating skeins.
Yes.
Which is why this basket works really well. I've got like a mohair and a sock on each side there.
Oh, you're so good.
Well,
you've learned a thing or
not
two.
Really, but it's still kind of, whatever. But it's really, that's the colors. So you can see the little bits of brown and there's little speckles in there.
Star is going to have a twinning sweater with you.
Yay!
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that's really great. Fingering weight yarn goes far when you're knitting a sweater, right? And should we talk about the mohair a little bit? I was telling you the other day that when
I bought a sample of, you can talk about now. I bought a sample of all of our yarn.
When you knit with a lot of mohair, you think, oh, it's all the same. Mohair is mohair. I'm finding that that's not the case. First of all, there's 500 meters on each skein of the La Bien-Aimée, which is lots, significantly more.
Yes.
But it's not quite as long of a fluff, if that makes any sense.
Amy did talk to us in these last few months and about specifically, she doesn't love a real fuzzy mohair. So she had worked with her mill and they came up with this blend with mohair and it's has really the fuzz, but it's not too fuzzy. And let me tell you, it's incredible.
Well, that's for sure. And as a knitter, I really appreciate the 500 meters on a skein.
Yes.
Because it is a lot. So for lots of sizes with not all sizes, but for lots of sizes with the Love Note, you only need 2.
Yes.
Of the mohair, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but I'm enjoying the knit very much. I'm going to knit a lot on it this weekend. We'll see how far it gets.
You'll be done. Someone suggested short sleeves.
Yeah.
Oh, because then it's like a t-shirt, Tracie.
But it's mohair. It's still going to be really warm. I don't know.
What about elbow? Just falls.
Yeah. I'll try it on. That's a great idea. I definitely want it to be different than the one that I have already.
When you put your arm down or when you fold it, it just falls here.
Okay. I'll try it on. I'm not planning on doing any the sleeves already in the Love Note pattern are awesome. Yes. I love them. I don't think there's a decrease in them. I loved the way.
Decrease right here before you do your.
Right. So I am a little bit torn because when I get to the sleeves, I'm like, I just want to be done. I'm so close to having a sweater.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens. This is in my pink hazel bucket tote.
Love her bags.
Yeah. So I've got my little needles, because I'm using one size for the edge, right? The cast on part, and then one size for the. So that's been fun. I really only knit on it one day so far.
Beautiful. I did bring a sample of all because I actually think it's really fun to show. I mean, the dye takes differently on each of these bases.
That's true.
And so hopefully we can show you guys.
We'll do a little yarn fashion show.
Yeah, we'll do a little show and tell.
That sounds good.
That's all my
but that was it. Other than our patterns coming out, which is awesome. But what else do I have for knitting? You know what? I finished my pattern sock. I started a sweater and I finished a mitt. And it's in the week.
Cool.
That's it.
Oh,
that's it.
Turn my volume off. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So in my travels with my yarn, I want to knit a mohair fingering sweater in Jasper.
Yeah.
And so deep dive. I don't know why I want a Love Note, but I don't know why I'm thinking I have to find something different.
Right.
But I love my Love Note. Why not just knit a Love Note? But this is what I came across.
There's lots of really good things that you could be casting on in that same yarn.
It's got to be easy.
Yeah.
No, it has to be pretty straightforward for me to knit.
The shape that you feel good, good wearing.
With the shape of a Love Note. And I came across this.
Jodi. Okay. Okay. Well, I love it.
How amazing
is that the first one or the second one?
It's the second one that is now.
I love them both.
So there was an original, which was in fingering.
No, I think the original was Aaron or something. Or
sorry, you're right. It was much
Rift?
heavier. Yes.
Okay.
No, Ursina.
Ursina. And
so the other one was Ursa. Right. This is Ursina, and it's, you guys, this is like a tutorial in this pattern. It is a pattern for sport and worsted for the same sweater. Look how
sport and worsted.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. That's 2 patterns right there.
Without giving away too much information, she has it all in sport and worsted broken out, but I just want to show you, once you get into a pattern, it's got the brackets and you have to kind of highlight what size throughout the whole pattern that you're doing.
Right.
You guys, it's about the beautiful women that were in the pictures. That's
Kayla and Jackie.
Yeah. So this is a Jacqueline C-Slack pattern. Okay, so this is what she does. This is what I wanted to show you. There's visual, so you can kind of see what you're doing. So you can see, and it's written as explained. But she also has you find your information in these little charts, and she has little spots for you to fill in. So you're only going to be looking at your size.
That's a workshop,
right? So that's a really good word for that.
That's a workshop.
You guys,
it's sort of like not reminiscent, but like along the lines of Coco Knits, where you fill in the blank for things too. But what a pleasure that must be to knit from.
The drawings, I have never printed a Jacqueline C-Slack pattern, so I wasn't sure.
Look at all the size.
Tracie.
That's way easier to find information.
The sweater is incredible. She's a beautiful soul. Her patterns are incredible. Let me just say that. If you've never knit a Jacqueline C-Slack pattern, you're going to want to add it to your list.
I think you can show the schematic.
Yeah.
So not only does she have the little, I hope this is okay. I'm sure we can share. So both patterns, like sport and worsted, you get the little schematic, which is awesome. And actually it's not little, it's huge. So she's got all the little numbers and stuff, but not the numbers are explained like arm length from underarm to cuff. Like you don't have to, like, what is that showing?
Someone maybe without experience would go like, well, where do you measure that from?
Right. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What is that circle around up here? Like, what is that?
Wow. Yes.
I mean, I always love her designs when you see someone wearing them.
Yeah.
And you appreciate that. But as a knitter, I would appreciate working.
You guys, it is.
Look how cute the back is.
Amazing. Yes. So
I think that's okay that we share that.
Yeah. When you're doing, because it's a V-neck, guys, who's ever not knit a V-neck, you knit from the beginning to the bottom of the V-neck without it joined. And so her increases, these are like the raglan here before you increase are like faux. So it's like it's a little brioche stitch here to mimic it. So when you start doing your raglan increases, once you're knitting the round, I hope I'm not giving too much away. I just thought the little attention to details is incredible.
The thoughtfulness.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the sport weight is 20, the gauge is 20 stitches and 32 rows.
Yeah.
For sport weight yarn, which that's like a nice loose gauge, which is exactly what I like. That's when I knit these fingering weight and mohair. That's exactly the gauge I get for fingering weight and mohair together. So
I get a 19 on a 4.5 with that. Because I like, you're right. I love it a little open.
I do.
But I thought that was beautiful. Beautiful.
And then
pattern.
Worsted is 16 stitches. So you're not knitting like a very dense fabric, which is my absolute favorite. Plus you can use different yarn weights.
Well,
to get those gauges.
I instantly knew, like, I'm looking for a DK weight, and because you're only subbing one up or one down, it's going to be a really easy substitution.
Right. Your gauge is close
once you swatch. So
Jodi.
I thought this is
and so is that what you're knitting for sure, or this is a possibility?
This was a possibility. What I'm really excited about and something to watch is Jacqueline's coming out with a new collection called Evolve.
Embody.
Yeah. And it's coming out soon. So we'll be able to talk about that more when the patterns launch, but incredible.
Yeah. So the Embody is so really cool. It's knitting and sewing patterns for all bodies. Like, I just can't wait to see I've seen some test knits sort of on Instagram.
Mhm.
And I think lots of local yarn shops and stuff have the book on pre-order.
We should
is carry it.
Yeah, you know what? We can
That's
carry down
ridiculous.
books. I never even thought of that before. We can carry
Talk
books.
to Pom Pom
Yeah.
and see if they would. I would
love that.
I would love that.
Well, selfishly, because we can get it at the same
I'm
time.
going to buy it anyway.
Yes.
I'm going to buy the book anyway, but it's just something that you believe in.
Love that.
So you'd like to support that. So I think she's amazing. I've heard her on some interviews. Jacqueline, when I say her, Jacqueline, she's awesome.
She is such a warrior for body positivity
and body acceptance.
Loving yourself, loving every bit of yourself.
How many times have we heard people that would be knitting a larger size say they don't want to invest, or they're reluctant to invest in the time and money it takes to, you know, and it, you just,
well, because they say, oh, I'm planning on losing weight or whatever. You know what? Knit for yourself now. Love yourself now.
You're gorgeous. Knit what you want to wear. Knit in the color that you love. Yeah. We sort of talked about that with Amy about color therapy. And I said, I wear black to hide lumps and bumps.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm over that. I really am.
Wear what you love.
Wear the colors that make you happy. And invest in yourself, right? Yeah. Like find a yarn in your budget, but knit it and spend the time. There's nothing that feels like making yourself a garment, whether
what is on your wrist.
Just a minute. There's nothing that makes you feel better than you've created a garment for yourself and you feel like $1 million in it.
Well, yes.
That feeling is,
don't put off what you could knit today.
Everybody deserves to have that feeling. If you're a maker and you want to be making these things for yourself, don't make excuses. So I think this Embody book is going to be just incredible. And I hear great things about it and everything I've seen. What's on my wrist? Jodi, it's a Fitbit.
Who are you?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Oh, good Lord.
You know what my Fitbit tells me? You sit too much and you should walk more steps.
Does it take into account the calories I'm burning while I'm knitting?
No.
Well, those are steps.
Or that I'm thinking. I'm sitting and thinking and working.
Tracie, each stitch should be a step.
Right?
Anyway,
I should just sit there and how does this thing work? If I shake my hand, does it make it think that I'm walking?
Okay, let's show our socks because these are knitting and they're available tomorrow morning.
Yes.
We coincided with the launch of our La Bien-Aimée colors, and we both have designed socks. Who are we?
I don't even know.
Mine are called Jasper Ridge, obviously named after
the Jasper color.
Yes.
Right. Good. Okay, show. And you've got a mini happening in there, which is ridiculously gorgeous.
The Floro Morganite is also going to be available in minis in our shop as well. But it takes a mini, and you guys, it uses like 8 or 9 grams maybe. So not even a 10-gram mini.
So it's a 20-gram mini that you purchased. So you can maybe get 2 pairs of socks out of it.
Yeah.
If you're using this.
Well, you can 2 full pairs with this yarn.
Right.
And the mini.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it, Joe. Like I beyond love it because gorgeous. So it's slip stitches,
you guys, you only work with one color at a time. It couldn't be easier.
Jodi, I'm totally knitting a pair. I should cast on. At this point, I'm just keeping on casting on stuff until our cardigan knit alongs. And I finished my sample. These are the Sienna socks.
Do you love them?
Yeah, I'm really happy with super happy with the way they turned out.
Love the rib.
There's a little bit of twisted rib, kind of as, showing off a little bit of easy little chevron lace and a twisted rib heel flap, which is new. I just sort of wrote it that way. And I love the way it turned out. So they're, again, super simple, easy peasy knitting. And there's instructions in there if you want. I think they'd be super cute, just like the lace band, like shorties.
Like just the lace band above the heel.
Yeah, like you could go right into the heel flap.
Love it.
If you wanted to. And I don't know why, and I think it's super nerdy, but when the purl goes from like one and like follows all the way down to another purl.
Oh no, it's a thing.
That's like, what? That makes me happy. But yeah, so just single color, 1 skein of sock yarn, but and the ladies The test knit were amazing. Wait until you see some of the test knit. There was a lady that used mohair.
Oh,
there was one of the ladies used a gradient yarn, like Shirley Bryan, like beautiful. So anyway, that's that.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that.
I do love sock knitting, you guys. Makes me so happy.
I want to show something, and maybe we could have it as a giveaway this week.
Sure, Jodi.
So Robin of Rose Hill Yarn,
yes,
donated this.
Amazing local dyer to us.
So Robin has donated a sweater's worth of yarn, or whatever, a large amount of yarn. So these were our colors that were in the sock set.
Yeah.
Our DK sock set. So she dyed up full skeins of DK. You guys.
So the body of a sweater or color work or just striping
or hats and mitts and matching slippers, whatever you decide.
5 skeins of DK in the charcoal gray, and then full skeins of each. You know, in our kit it was minis, but now they're full.
9 skeins of full DK.
This is so much and so beautiful.
Okay, so 10 skeins would be 2450 yards. So 9 skeins is just shy of that. So about 2200 yards of yarn.
Yeah.
This is our giveaway this week. Thank you, Robin. So Robin.
Thank you, Robin.
As of tomorrow, we'll have some more of these kits in our shop.
It's crazy because as soon as I saw the set that the single skein with the minis, I thought to myself, this could be the most amazing striped or color work sweater.
Yes, I agree.
So good, right? So you could have, and if you needed most of these for the body, you could do short sleeves.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a great size kit for so many people.
Yeah, I agree. It's a lot of yarn.
It's a lot of yarn.
How about a striped yoke?
Yes.
We're using lots in a stripe. So you're using up lots of the color.
Okay, well, that striped sweater by Andrea Mowry, you could do every second striped gray and just alternate your brights. I mean, literally the possibilities are endless when you've got tonals and a big chunk of like a body color.
So I'll take this home. So once we find a winner, I can pop this in the mail.
Okay.
But it will have a thread in our Ravelry group.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Thank you, Robin.
That's so sweet and so generous.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Did you get any yarn? What else do you want to show?
I did get some yarn. Okay. So I don't think I showed my last 2 installments. I bought from Farmer's Daughter Fibers this week, and then my sock club showed up.
Oh,
so
Farmer's Daughter?
Yeah. I'm on, so in the Candace of Farmer's Daughter Fibers does the sock squad, and she has 2 different clubs, right? There's the regular one, which is you can get any base, and it's all a mix of bases, but there's also the farm to needles one, I think it's called. And it's American wool or American fiber, like more local yarns.
Okay.
And some of them are superwash and some of them are not. My first one was non-superwash. This was the February one, and it's called I Want to Break Free, and it's a cream and it's speckled. It's really pretty. So it was very like kind of Valentine-y for February.
I love that.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
And it feels really cool. It is 90% superwash wool and 10%. It's a 90-10.
Ooh, that feels nice.
It feels slightly different, but super nice.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, March showed up.
Luck of the Irish.
Look how plump. This is 100 grams. They're both 100 grams.
Oh, that's
it's just
beautiful.
Spun. It's totally different, right? So this is, I believe, non-superwash, and it's 100% American wool. The color is called The Sky is Green and the Grass is Blue. But that green, I just thought
shamrock green.
It's more vivid in person. Like it's showing up a little darker on, it's quite bright.
Kelly green.
It makes you think of like fresh cut grass and all of that stuff. And it's super squishy. I love it. So those came in the mail. But I ordered, they're carrying a new sock base. This is Exmoor sock from John Arbin, they're a mill in the UK.
Oh, that green is amazing.
I kind of thought this was non-superwash, but I don't read a lot of things very well. It is superwash, but it's a blend of 3 different sheep plus a little bit of nylon.
Ooh, I like that.
Do you want some?
No.
So I bought the gray and the green to do color work, either mittens or socks.
I'm obsessed.
Jodi, do you want it?
No.
Okay. And then anyway, this is available at Farmer's Daughter Fibers in so many colors. They had a beautiful yellow. And then I bought 2 of this one called Bibble Bug, and it's kind of like a pinky mauvey grayish, almost a neutral. And I thought like a cabled or something like that sock would be really nice. But I wanted to try the base because I think it's kind of new, but the green is crazy. Isn't that green and gray awesome?
Oh, yes. I mean, I would say yes, but then I probably wouldn't knit it. I mean, it's beautiful.
They come in 50 grams.
Love that.
Which is so awesome for color work and stuff like that. So if I'm honest, if I'm doing a gray sock with some color work, I probably only need one of these.
Yeah. Shout out Farmer's Daughter Fiber.
Whoop, whoop. So that was my little, mighty awesome delivery from Farmer's Daughter.
I did a thing with Lollipop Yarn.
Jodi.
So
this is so
you
fun.
Gotta sign up for, if you're a self-striping fanatic,
right?
Like I am, and Tracie is.
If you have the sickness, the self-striping sickness, you can't help it.
No, you can't help. It can't be helped at this point.
No.
Lollipop Yarn has an amazing newsletter, and that's where you'll find the information first about updates. This is called Space Cadets.
Oh my God.
I couldn't live without it.
It's so fun.
This gray, you can't really tell.
Our lights are sucky.
A speckle. And then this neon pink for the mini.
And some stripes are like variegated or speckled or something.
It's rainbow.
But you can see 2 colors, like the blue and the purple are in one stripe.
Yeah.
Or no.
I think it's just it's a rainbow. Can you pull it up?
Yeah, I'm going to see
Tracie's going to show us. Because this is the one I went in and wanted to get. And so
are you telling me you don't know what this looks like, but you bought one?
No, I do know what it looks like. And it reminds me of a rainbow.
Okay, it's awesome.
Show that.
Okay, so it's a hot pink and a hot pink and then a gray speckle and then a whole rainbow and then a gray speckle.
Right?
And yeah.
How could I not buy it?
Jodi, you were powerless. Like totally.
I stood no chance.
I just don't even know how you could possibly.
Is Careless Whisper on there? I don't think it was on her, but maybe it was in that grid right there. Okay. And then when I was in
Careless
there,
Whisper?
It's just called Whisper. Sorry, Whisper.
Oh.
It's this.
We're big Wham fans. Okay.
You guys, it's like
it is there. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. But I think that was, where did I see that picture?
It was I showed it to you guys from the website from her.
Okay. Well, it's beautiful.
This one's got like a little wash of speckles over each. These are all really muted, but then it's got a wash of speckle gray over each one. It's so, yes. Yes.
Gorgeous.
I couldn't leave it behind.
Jodi, I can totally see where you were going here.
Thank you.
Really, really beautiful. So yes, and she always has lots of holiday colors, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or St. Patrick's Day. She had a bunch of St. Patrick's greens.
And the reason I say sign up for a newsletter, because these were last week. I think I chose DHL. They came so quick, or there's nothing in her shop right now. So you must get her newsletter.
It is that thing where she has an update and you should go as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Because lots of colors, but that's okay. I feel like there's lots of updates. Yeah. And so if you miss one, don't be that person.
Yes.
Don't be that email.
I mean, it's not a bottomless number, But once it looks like she sells out, then she adds a few pre-orders of a couple of the colors, not all of them.
Right.
Because I noticed there was a pre-order after for this, this
good.
pink one, but it's gone now. Like the pre-order doesn't last long.
So the newsletter advice is great because then you are in the know of when updates happen, whether you want to get it or not.
Lollipop yarn.
And everything always comes in those little gauze bags. Like that's the way all the colors come.
Can you believe she hand winds these?
No.
Like, wouldn't you hand wind one for the photo and then skein the rest? If
I don't know how. Yes.
This is so much work.
Yes, it is.
I can so appreciate.
Mayak Yarns does that.
Yes. So how amazing is that?
I mean,
incredible.
The chance of carpal tunnel
is high.
Yeah. Like, I'll be surprised if there wasn't. Okay. Have you ever heard of this Holst super soft yarn?
No. But no.
I've heard about it many times. I would love people to tell me what they make with this stuff. So I bought a little palette. It's really fine fingering weight yarn.
Fine meaning bordering on knocking on Lace's door.
Like
knocking on Lace's door.
So it is unique because apparently there's quite a bit of spinning oil still left in it.
Okay.
So you knit with it, but then after you wash it, it's completely different.
I like how they do wind it and band it.
Comes wound. And lots of people knit with it double, like a DK-ish kind of weight double.
This navy is beautiful.
Jodi, it comes in a gazillion colors. It's $9 a ball.
I can see you designing socks in these.
And I got it all at the Little Red Mitten in Ontario.
Very affordable.
There's somebody that's got a comfort fade cardi they're going to be knitting in this yarn. They made a fade out of all of this.
It is, how fun to put colors together.
A gajillion. Look at this. This is kind of heathered with
I see
browns and blues.
And this is a touch tonal. Like it's got some variations.
This one's heathered too with kind of a coppery. This color is bracken.
Ooh, that natural is really bracken. Is that natural?
I think so.
Was there brights?
Yeah, there was hot pink. There was all kinds of stuff.
And they used this.
I just thought it would be nice.
Parchment paper to print.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That's how it comes. So I got 2 of some, thinking it would be like a main color.
Yeah.
I don't know, mittens, hat, cowl.
Sure.
I don't know. I got this book and it has all these colorwork patterns in it.
And how fun to try a new yarn. Excuse me.
Well, people talk about it like it's so soft when you wash it.
Love that.
So I just thought it would be like a little bit of a wool experiment. But boy, that Little Red Mitten, Jodi.
Tracie, remember I told you even before we knew Leo and Roxy, how much it's a house.
Let me tell you, they've got amazing yarn lines on their online shop.
The amount and diverse selection of yarns that they have is incredible.
Beautiful yarns.
Yes.
So Jolynn and Carrie, they're also Leo and Roxy, the hand-dyed yarn.
They'll always be Leo and Roxy.
But we're not going to call them Jolynn and Carrie.
Do they have regular anymore. Other names?
Who's Leo and who's Roxy?
Right.
But their Little Red Mitten is their yarn shop. Yeah. So like you don't have enough to do. So we're going to hand dye yarn and we're going to own a yarn
shop.
And we're going to do a YouTube channel.
And we'll do kits. We'll do,
So they're awesome. Anyway, I thought that was really fun to try that out. I'm going to swatch something and I got this Shetland Wool Week book.
That's really beautiful.
Jodi, it's kind of like a magazine. There's articles about.
It's right up your alley.
Oh, I know. It totally is. About Shetland sheep, the Shetland tweed. So there's some beautiful articles, but it's a ton of patterns.
Wow, love that.
Jodi, look.
Look at that hat. That's beautiful.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of beautiful patterns from socks to cowl. Like actually,
you guys, that's a beautiful book.
There's a ton of patterns in here that I thought I would. Sometimes I buy books and think, I don't even know what I'm going to knit from here. But this book, lots of fingering weight colorwork accessories. So, and sweaters. The sweaters are amazing. I'm not so much a lace.
That sweater's amazing right there.
The sweater's amazing. I imagine it in different colors,
pretty.
but yes, you would.
Oh, really? I could see you actually,
the brown
if
and
you
the
were
pink.
Given that. I don't know about the pink binding.
It's very pretty.
But that whole palette minus the pink is really beautiful.
But this cowl on the back and the front is totally calling my name. So I think that's probably what I bought this stuff for.
It's awesome.
Anyway, that was that, Jode.
You did not buy that.
This?
I was going to buy it. She was sold out.
I bought it for you.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
Tracie, she was sold out. I went in.
Okay.
That's hysterical. Show what you have.
It's so cute. It's so cute. So Stephanie is the creative knitter. She does amazing rainbow yarn, but she sewed a few rainbow mug rugs. And I thought, wouldn't that be so cute in your studio?
Tracie.
Jodi, I bought it for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I went to her website and she was sold out.
Well, I think she only did a few, thinking she didn't know if people would even want them.
You guys.
Look at the back. So she's quilted it, machine quilted.
So you were the bitch I was cursing because
Right.
Oh my God. I love it so much. And her little stitch markers she loves rainbows. I wonder if her whole house is rainbow.
I don't know, but she's awesome. She's awesome.
So Steph, who's the creative knitter.
Yes.
Had worked with Max Yarn to get her own base for fingering, and she was so sharing of that information. And now she's actually doing it, but after conversations, her and I try to get a new DK spun.
Really?
So it's more, because the ones that I have is closer to a sport. It's a little finer.
Okay.
And then they have a worsted. So we're working with them to try and get a little bit.
You guys have a little project.
Yeah.
Jodi, I love that.
She's incredible. She's so generous.
You know what? I love that you loved that.
Then I was trying to get one.
I didn't even tell you about it. I just thought it's so cute. It would look so good in your studio. And that's why I bought it.
It's exactly what I wanted.
Right?
Yes. Okay.
That makes me happy.
Okay.
Do you have anything else that oh, Jodi, what have you been doing?
I know. Remember I told you I was going to order it anyway? Actually, to be honest, I think I ordered this and she sent me this so I can give it back to you.
I love it. I love it. I'll knit with it.
So Chelsea Yarns. So Christina of Tracie Yarns.
Jodi will call you Chelsea forever.
Why don't you call it Christina Yarns? I would never forget that. I would never. And it's so funny because I will now think she's Chelsea. I bet you she'd get called Chelsea a lot.
Well, you called Kim from Ginger Snap.
Right?
Right. Leo and Roxy are apparently
Leo and Roxy.
So now she's Chelsea.
So I had to go over to her website. There was another skein.
She's got great yarn.
You guys, I tried to. Oh, here it is. No, that's the one she died. I don't know what happened. There was another skein.
She goes kind of crazy with some brights. In the best way.
This is going to skein up so amazing. This is her DK and it's called On Chapel Hill. And her base is beautiful.
Jodi.
And then On Chapel Hill mohair. Shout out mohair.
Shout out to like crazy. Okay. When I was knitting these fingerless mitts that I test knit.
Yeah.
I almost used my DK for the color work. Yes. Because I have that on DK fingering and mohair because I just love the color. I do imagine using it for for color work. But I thought I didn't want to even waste a little bit of this. Not even waste, but I had plans in my brain. So, but it was one of the colors that popped into my head thinking, wouldn't that be so cool in color work?
Yes. You're right. I don't know what this is going to be. I just knew I needed it. All because of you.
Such a cool hat. It would be
right.
That's
kind of cool hat. That's kind of what I was thinking. But you're right. Wouldn't this be fun as the slip stitches or the color work?
Yes.
And then like a black, like something totally contrast. Not even black because these are so dark. You need something completely different.
Yeah.
Like a baby
pale blue.
Yeah.
It would be anyway. I don't know how you can't go wrong.
And it came super fast.
So it must be hard to dye colors like that with all those speckles to make them nice and clear.
Right.
Like you see how many colors she uses.
She's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's really good.
Okay, here we go. So I love it. I'll totally knit something with it and maybe a hat.
Yes.
A bulky hat.
Yeah. Georgia loves. Does she love pink?
No. So it's for me. I don't have to share this at all.
Yay. So she won't say, oh, Mom, I'd love something in that.
Every once in a while, she'll see a skein of yarn. I have to say, my family does appreciate yarn. Every once in a while, they'll see something laying around going, oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard that with this one. I actually think she would prefer blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. So do you want to knit? I bought a book. So Patricia, with all the classes I've been taking on knitography,
is this her pattern?
No, this is from the yarn company Rauma. So I've been using their yarn.
Yes.
But this is a book they sell. It's not even new. This one's not new. I think it's an older book. Do you know how many patterns are in here? For mittens, gloves, baby hats, socks, all kinds, like there's tons of patterns in here.
Can you guys see that those are people holding hands around the cuff?
It's hilarious. There's some pictures that are really funny.
Oh, Tracie, that is
like
stunning.
Okay, I think this picture is hilarious. They're like clinging to this tree for dear life, but they're just trying to show us their knitwear, which is really cute. But look at the long socks.
And you guys, that's like increasing for the calf, decreasing after the calf.
Yeah.
There's work. It's not just straight up the leg.
I just thought I'm really enjoying the class so much that it would be fun to have this. I love a knitting library. I'm totally thinking I will do gloves someday. So this book has all of these patterns. Like it's got one glove pattern, but a bunch of charts that you insert into them. There's not one word of English in here. This is all in Norwegian.
Oh, I can read Norwegian.
So
I can't speak this.
Apparently I think I can knit from this book.
But you can read a chart because there's no words in a chart, right? Like you can just.
And that's what this class has kind of taught me. Like she's teaching you how to knit from these patterns, even if you don't speak the language in the book. So
yeah, I love that.
She carries some of these books in her shop now. And I was just really.
Oh, there was a cat. I just saw a cat motif.
Really? Maybe I should knit you something with a cat motif. Oh yes, I see it.
A little black cat.
Maybe that's for like the cuff of a sock.
Scaredy cat.
Because there are socks in here where the color work is just on the cuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is there?
Yeah. And there's like,
but then you wouldn't see it.
No, they're shorties.
Oh, wow.
So that's actually the perfect introductory kind of, but see, there's like little kid socks.
I agree. A shorty adult sock.
Yeah.
Like that.
Isn't that cool?
Here's the thing.
Where are we going?
You inspire so much of my knitting. You're very creative that way. And when I see projects like this, it's like, I really want a month where I don't have any other responsibilities and I can just work on these projects. Because truly, will I get to this? Maybe one day.
Yeah. And I think we need to plan. It's funny you say that because I was going to ask you today. Like, think about it. It's March, Jodi. We were just Christmas knitting.
Yes.
And it's
the middle of March.
And we have this awesome knit along that's coming up and it ends the middle to late June. But I think after that, I'm not committing that big summer for us. We have more time to knit in the summer.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to kind of like fill up my knitting calendar.
And maybe we'll be more thoughtful with just like powering down, maybe not 100%.
I am loving everything I'm knitting, but it's hard to have enough hours in the day to knit.
Yes.
To be creative with pattern,
yes,
techniques you want to try, or maybe a pattern you want to develop for your designs or.
Well, that sock, I just can't get to it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like I love everything I'm knitting.
Just not enough time to do it.
It's a great problem to have that you're knitting so much, but you still want to knit even more. Like it's one of those crazy things. That. Do you have any plans for your knitting this year? Like I have yarn for Jeff for a sweater. I have yarn and not so much.
This is a sweater and it's got to be in the very near future so I can wear the shit out of it in the winter.
Right. So this summer you want to for sure
I want this to be done by August.
Because you're going to wear it in August?
No, so I can wear it. You're such a.
How about September? Like you can't wear it yet.
No, but the end of August, I want it done, right?
Yeah.
Like summer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is it's totally blowing out because it's that neon coral. This is
even this far back, it's still blowing out.
This is that floral Morganite that is in my sock.
Go to La Vietnamese website. They have great pictures of it.
Yeah. But
Jodi and I both bought sweater quantities of this color because we need to blame Julia, who works for La Bien-Aimée, because she's knitting with it so much. And it's just such a joyful color.
We're going to be sweater triplets with this.
And Amy had a cardigan on in it.
This whole sweater is going to be this color.
So what yarn did you choose? What basis?
You know, it's funny. I just thought I want a fingering and mohair. God, that should be like
so good.
I
hope you love it as much. I mean, it's my all-time favorite.
I love it so much.
Fabric to knit.
So I got singles this time, merino singles. I love a single.
Jodi, you're gonna love knitting this so much.
Oh yeah, I can't even begin to see the color properly.
Yeah, no,
it's her single base is so soft.
It's a neon coral. It is pink and tangerine that had a baby, and it's like, but it glows on the mohair.
It is incredible.
I can't wait. Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Maybe, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be amazing to be able to have like events this fall and you could wear your glow in the dark sweater to somewhere. I mean, we're going to wear it anyway.
Okay. So see, we've got minis in the shop.
Okay. Can I show one more 30-second? I don't need to show this, but I want to show this before.
I want you to show that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we do a yarn shop.
Oh, that's at the very end. I'll leave that because I have Mackenzie's yarn to show.
Okay. So remember last week or the time before, we got our super fun preview boxes from Leo and Roxy for their basics line. Their super wash, not hand-dyed yarn. It's their new line that comes from a mill. They get it made for themselves. And they sent every color on a fingering weight skein, but they also do minis.
That's fun.
So, and you can buy the minis in a set, which I did. So I thought this would be really fun to make some sock sets for prizes and a couple of shawl, like, do you know what I mean? Yes. I just thought that this would be really fun to add to the yarn they already sent. So in our knit-alongs, you may get a prize that includes these, and that's where it came from. But the colors they've made 12 colors. All fingering weight, all 75% superwash, 25% nylon. You can literally knit.
Ooh, their palette's beautiful.
It's really
something for everyone.
Classic, like a box of crayons. I think every season is represented. Every color kind of. Anyway, it's their very first launch. From what I've heard, it's been a giant hit. They've already placed an order with the mill to
I love
to get another order. So I love that people are excited about it. And this is something you can mix with your hand-dyed yarns, and it would be super affordable. It brings the price of a project down.
Yeah.
It's just a great, like they called it basics. And I think that's just the perfect.
It is the perfect, because all of those are going to be staple colors that you can pull from into different projects that you have.
Totally.
Right? Love it.
And it's
their base is beautiful. Their base is beautiful.
I don't know. It's very soft.
Yeah. I
think anybody, if you were wanting to try it, you will love it. So anyway, that was when it came out it's in local yarn shops, and it's also on leoandroxy.com. But I think I love it so much.
I love it too. Please show that.
Okay.
It's incredible.
Okay. And I can show this because our brother, there's no way our brother would ever see this. He's getting one too.
For his birthday?
Yeah. I just thought with his birthday this week that he could get it for his birthday. Does that sound okay?
Yeah. I'll allow it.
So thank you, Jode. Okay. There's an amazing ceramic artist in the UK named Amanda Banham. And if you don't follow, I'll link her in our show notes. I'll link her Instagram in our show notes because it is one of the happiest things that comes across my feed. She makes these beautiful ceramic houses, rainbows, trees, but her houses will be like, house of inspirational thoughts. And she stamps things on them, or magic shop, or like just the coolest, most fun stuff. She's not new by any means. She's incredibly popular. Her stuff is gone in like a second when she does an update. I can only imagine that's crazy for her that she works all month and then it's all gone. But I did email her and ask her, kind of begged,
please.
Here's our family story. That our parents have had a grocery store in the community for over 55 years. You know, our dad has been there since he was 19 years old.
Mhm.
He's not 19 anymore. It's been a long time. And I just asked her if she would be interested in making a representation of that store. I don't care, like whatever you want to do. Here's a picture of what the store looks like.
Did you have to take one?
I had one.
Okay, good.
Actually, if you Google it, Jodi, it was online.
Oh, wow.
I know, right?
Yeah, love it.
So I sent her this picture and she sent back a sample, but it's got no glaze or anything on it. I'm just like, yeah, whatever you want to do. It's going to look amazing. I have no doubt. So I got one for each of us kids and one for mom and dad, of course. That was the whole reason. This says Andy's IGA. Our store is shaped exactly like this with a red roof and black stonework and stuff like that. But this is Amanda's style.
Yeah.
You can't really see the crazy, like metallic-y look almost of the glaze.
The whimsy
Don't you love it?
of her houses are incredible.
Well, she's amazing. And I'm so grateful that she said yes to this commission.
Because
I fully expected her to say no.
You got 4.
I got one for each of us kids. So there's 3 kids in the family and one for mom and dad. So I thought, wouldn't that just be a nice keepsake and to honor?
Did you think about keeping it for Father's Day?
That's what I said to Jeff. And then I said, you know what? If COVID has taught us anything, it's
love it.
Why would you wait for anything?
Love it. Yeah, of course.
Right? Like, why would I plan a trip for our 60th wedding anniversary or something when, you know, you're healthy and you can travel?
You can go for your
now,
29th.
Right?
Yes.
Like, I don't know. That's just what it was in my mind. So yes, I did think about Father's Day, but then I thought, why? What's the point?
Yeah.
Let's just have fun with it now. So it was just a Monday morning at work and I gave it to mom and dad. So I love it. I think they loved it.
Oh, what a surprise.
Yeah.
And actually, it's funny. I follow them on Instagram because of Tracie reposting, and I discovered them through there. And I've never caught an update.
Jodi, good luck. Like, seriously, good luck. Because, you know, she has a Shetland pony. I'm pretty sure from reading her post that she takes it for a walk.
Does she ride it?
I doubt it.
Is a Shetland pony really small?
Yes.
Okay.
Jodi, you would love a Shetland pony.
Yes, I would.
Yes. So anyway, she's really fun to follow on Instagram for her work, but also to read her posts. I think we would just love her.
You know what I would like?
So thank you to her. Thank you to Amanda for this.
I
feel so lucky.
Yeah. Your pottery. I feel lucky to own a piece.
Me too.
From you. I would like a Shetland pony and my cat to become best friends. So then the cat walks around on the back of the Shetland pony.
Yes. I hear. Well, remember we went to that virtual Shetland thing. Didn't they say Shetland ponies can be kind of like pissy?
Like grumpy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which is good because your cat's kind of like that anyway.
They would be best friends. Oh, but then the cat would unlock its inner child and they would be
maybe they'd be besties, like those pictures of
Yeah.
like a German Shepherd cuddling a cat.
Yes, that's what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
And I would dress up the Shetland pony for every holiday.
Totally. We could knit it a really cute cowl.
Yes.
Or sweater.
It could be a unicorn.
We could
for
knit
Christmas
it pants with a
for
hole.
Halloween. Oh my God.
Okay, so that's what we need.
Tracie, she said, Tracie, that's so lovely. I'm sure you've seen her yarn store too.
Oh, yeah. You guys.
Whose yarn store?
Amanda does yarn stores. And here's the thing. The reason I asked was I saw Amy had commissioned her to do her tea shop and the yarn, the La Bien-Aimée.
Okay.
And I thought, I did not even know that this was a possibility. And I see how busy she is. And I was sure she didn't have time.
That's my motto. It never hurts to ask.
And I just, that's all you can say no. I totally would have respected if she said, I'm so sorry. I'm just really busy with my own work and I can't take a commission right now. I was going to say, great. Let me know if you ever have time.
Yes.
Jodi, this was so fast. And she sent it by DHL or UPS or something like that. It arrived in less than 2 days from England. And I thought, oh my gosh, these things are going to be smashed when they get here. No, it was nothing. It was awesome.
Speaking of that, I had to replace a cup. I missed on an order and I mailed it out Monday. DHL picked it up Monday. It got to her in the US somewhere Tuesday.
Isn't that great? It must have been timing. Like they hit the plane at the right time. Like, do you know what I mean? That everything
it's usually 2 to 3 days for DHL.
We have, that's the cat's ass.
Yeah. I did not flip him off. Oh my God.
Did you ever say to him, did you tell him you thought?
Because as soon as I did it, I came out and said, oh my God, I thought you were my daughter.
I thought you were my child who I normally flip off.
Yes.
So the service could be bad. Who knows?
I'm going to show a few to the Macks.
Okay. I'm literally finished. I'm done. I would, Jodi.
So I had, this, she called it, I think they called it London Fog. So it was sold out. So I re-dyed I restocked London Fog. It's a little more vibrant. I added a touch more, same dye, same colors, just, they added a little more colors.
So the yellow is, that's like so Pantone.
Yeah.
2021.
This one's called Pantone. Okay. This is, the dye was like, put on, it's not, anyway, this is similar, but a bit different. And it's got that neon yellow in it.
Super gorgeous.
Isn't
that makes me want to crank a tube on the sock machine like instantly.
This is kind of like a romantic purpley mauve.
Very hyacinth, springy, beautiful.
I thought that was pretty.
Very
some
beautiful.
Different cranberry in there and some mauve.
And I love a dark mini.
This is not black, but it's real good charcoal.
I love a dark mini to show like almost like a picture frame.
Hot pink and red. Hot pink and red.
What's that called?
With some black speckles. Do you know Mackenzie names them? You won't be able to miss it in the shop. But I think there was like 8 of these. So there's a few.
That has
with a black speckle and it's got red.
Yeah, that's better. Oh, so good.
Yeah. Okay.
Jode.
These are new. This is a new DK base coming. But I added these. I was just playing with some color. This was interesting. I know it's very fall-y, but I thought that was really pretty.
But that's actually a beautiful color for a sweater or color work. And it's like, I feel like those kind of colors they surpass seasons. They're just beautiful colors at all times.
And then this is a really pretty mid-gray.
Yes.
Tonal mid-gray.
Okay. All of those would be the most beautiful sweater. I love that.
This is kind of like a
snotty color.
Yeah. Love it. In the best way.
In a very
look how pretty tonal these are.
Yes.
And all of this I loved.
Okay. Those are screaming knit me in a colorwork sweater.
I thought this was really pretty.
Yeah.
And then these are neons.
That's screaming.
It's blowing out. We got to get different
in
lights.
The 80s.
If there's anybody out there that can send us an email about some good, affordable.
Yeah, all this stuff is never expensive that we buy.
But is there something that doesn't blow out as much? I don't know. Anyway, but this is like a neon coral, and this is the highlighter.
Okay, does neon ever go out of style?
I don't think so.
I love it.
Right.
I know Stephen West would say that's a ridiculous question because obviously not.
Or then it's just these two together.
Like, yes.
And so Mackenzie, if it's a color they've dyed before, they're going to start taking custom orders for 4 skeins or more.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. We had a couple people reach out. This is the color lollipop that we had in stock. And I re-dyed it on all the bases. So not only in this DK, it's on the fingering and mohair and sport, and it's all in the shop.
Somebody said, do you make an afterthought heel when you use a different color for heel? You don't have to do just afterthought. You can just drop your main color and start knitting your heel flap and heel turn in a contrast color, or your short row heel, or whatever you like to knit. It doesn't have to be just an afterthought heel, but yeah, you can just do that. And then by the time you get back around, your main color is still waiting, or you don't have to cut your main color.
Yeah.
Right.
I've never done that, but yes, I know that you have.
Yeah. But afterthought heel is awesome too.
I do love an afterthought heel. I think it's not the lazy way, but
it's not lazy.
No, but for me, I think I'd like to try another heel.
It's and actually, if you want to try afterthought heels, get the Smooth Operator sock by Susan B. Anderson. Anytime you show a plain vanilla sock with a cut-in heel, I link that pattern in our show notes because that's really where it came from. The the way she deals with afterthought heels and the way the pattern is written.
Yeah.
If you've never tried it, that's a really great.
She changed my afterthought heel game altogether.
Totally. There's so much theory. That's another pattern. That's a sock knitting workshop. Yeah. Like we were talking about.
I agree.
Jacqueline's sweater is a workshop.
Yeah.
This is totally a workshop too.
Yeah.
Okay. Those yarns were really exciting. Whenever spring rolls around or it gets really, really sunny, I start getting even more attracted to neon things.
Because you kind of like we're lucky we have really blue skies. We're not like the West Coast where it can be really gloomy on days on end.
Right.
But you get to a point where you're craving color.
Yeah. I agree.
It makes you happy.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do we want to do
I just want to show
we're over 2 hours already.
Oh, I know. We're not too far over 2 hours. Okay, so this is really fun.
Jodi.
This is your fabric.
Jodi, what?
This is Tracie's Sienna.
It's not my fabric, but I do love it. Oh my god.
I did it a bit chunkier. It pooled a touch in the swatch, so I kind of went a little closer.
Boy, is that gorgeous.
And then boom.
Oh my gosh.
Jasper.
Jodi.
This is called the Jasper Sienna Sister Bag.
Oh my god.
You get the first one. And it's only this week.
So beautiful.
This week, it's the only bag I'm launching. There's lots in the shop.
Are there?
I have 100 of these on pre-order.
So that'll keep you busy. Oh my gosh, it turned out so beautiful.
Yeah, it's the only size of the double bag. It's the only new one I added to the shop this week.
Tell me about this bag. It seems like
I've added an inch to it. So it's the same height as my large bag, but this is what I call the medium bag, but I did add some height.
Look what you can do. Like it's the best. And then you zip it up and you've got the handle.
Yes.
Jodi, it's such a good bag.
I think the size is so versatile.
I love it when you surprise. Like
Tracie, it was your idea. I mean, I have done a two-sided bag before to get rid of scraps, but you said, what if you had
I just asked if you were planning on doing that because I knew
I am.
I knew the fabrics were coming.
Yours just came this week.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is really it does show because people think, oh, Sienna's pink, but there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of brown tones.
Both of these colors.
And I think DK really shows that off.
It does show out. Jodi, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I absolutely love it.
So that's on my website now.
Boy, the color turned out great.
Isn't it gorgeous?
There's the copper.
Yeah.
Look at that. So the yarn does have this crazy hot pink speckle and this beautiful warm coppery. And there's the browns that
I just think it's so
Amy
pretty.
said the colors melt together, which I thought was like the best description because it's not variegated. Like you look at the skein and you think, anyway.
What sweater are you wearing?
I'm wearing, this is the Rocket Tea DK that I did in Lola Bean yarn. Mm-hmm. It's so cute. It's V-neck, but I chickened out and made it shorter. I feel like I think it sits beautifully where I think so too, but I probably could have gone. I don't know. It's my preferred.
How short did you stop? Like
I don't even know.
Okay.
Like I just thought,
like, would you slip a nip if you went with the full V?
Maybe on a good day. Maybe if I was wearing a really good bra. I just don't like the whole cleavagey thing. So, but honestly, if I wore a tank top underneath, it probably would have been just more like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Which would have been fine.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the only kind of mod that I really did.
Yeah.
Not really. I added ribbing.
And I changed the hemline. And I did this. And I did this.
Anything I did is on the project page.
What's that?
I know.
Okay, so I would like to show you the variations of the different base that Jasper and Sienna are dyed on ahead of it being available tomorrow. Mountain time, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. What we have done in our shop is we have put in all the skeins we have on hand listed in the shop tomorrow. Right behind it, we will have a pre-order for all of these bases. So no one is going to miss out. You're going to be able to get what you want.
True. I don't want anybody to be disappointed or upset or.
So once these, and we know we don't have enough for everybody to get the full
maybe
skeins.
We do. Who knows? Maybe we do.
Right. And
we have a significant amount, but
in the event that it's sold out, the pre-order is going to be right there. So everyone's going to be able to get what they want and they don't have to panic buy.
Absolutely.
Because
don't think
it will be there.
Are forced into a one-time thing. These colors are new to La Bien Aimé's lineup. So they are going to be dyed over and over and over again. They will dye as much as people want to knit.
Exactly.
Which is great.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so starting off, we've got DK. I mean, her base is really beautiful. You can see the subtle speckles.
So
you can see the variations of that. You're talking about that brown melting in with the right.
And look at the speckles on Jasper. Like it's so beautiful and artful, and it's got another color that melts into it too, kind of grayish.
Yeah, that dove gray. So
it's very outdoorsy inspired.
It's
that
so
Jasper.
beautiful.
So good.
So DK, amazing.
We should tell the yardage too on those things while we're doing it. So it is 100% superwash merino, the DK, and it's 252 yards or 230 meters.
Yeah.
Which is pretty
standard.
Average DK. Yeah. Which is great.
Love that. Okay.
Yardage.
So the next one I'm going to show is their super sock base. And it's a beautiful base.
It's so nice.
It's what I knit my sock out of. It's gorgeous. All of these yarns take the dye and speckles just a little bit different. I could see it specifically with the DK that we had, but I mean, again, these are just.
It must be because the strand is bigger and you just see it differently. Your eye just sees it differently. But you know, when
look at these speckles right here.
Those are beautiful. There's a lot of yarn on the sock base. It's a 75-25.
Yeah.
And it's again 465 yards or 425 meters. So it's the one with the fingering weight one with the most yardage. Like if you were going to knit a love note or something like that, you'll get more yardage on the sock than you will the single, but they look different. So if you're a single lover, then I don't use singles a lot. I love
but they're beautiful when I do. Then the singles, the speckles, you guys, on the singles are spectacular.
Single ply is incredible.
The speckle is there and it didn't move. It is so beautiful. I mean, shout out to La Bien Aimée, Amy and her staff.
Huge, Jodi.
Because what they do, I mean, these creators, not just La Bien Aimée, but you know, all these yarn dyers, they're such amazing creators, and what has come out of La Bien Aimée for us has just been stunning.
Yeah, there's you know how much work goes into hand dyeing.
You guys.
One skein of yarn, how much work and how much handling the artist has had to do before we can even knit with it. So
this to me was a favorite as I unpacked. I don't know if you're it's not gonna do it justice, but the sheen on these yarns. This is the mohair. This is the one that Tracie and I were talking about. That's good, Trace. Even just away like that. It's good. Turn it off. I mean, you're going to be a little dimmer, but that's okay. Yeah, maybe turn it back on.
The mohair silk is glowing. It absolutely glows.
The shine is incredible. Again, the speckles are outstanding on this base.
It's so gorgeous, Jo.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, and then the last one, and I've never used it. They call it Kumo. What is it?
It's a Surrey alpaca silk, mulberry silk blend. So it's mostly like 75% or 74% Surrey alpaca. So this is, if you are the person that says mohair itches,
this is what
I feel like you should give this one a try, or if you have already given it a try, you'll see it's also like a heavier lace weight. I think it's
closer to fingering.
It's something that I think it's still a lace weight. They call it
300 meters for 50 grams.
Yeah. So if it was 100-gram skein, it would be 600 meters, right? So it's definitely, but it is so soft, and lots of people hold this with fingering weight or DK or whatever instead of mohair to get that fluffy, soft.
Yeah.
But it looks so different on the alpaca.
It looks so different. It's a much more muted. The speckles are there, but they're a little bit more dispersed. It's not just like the speck and the stick.
Yeah.
It kind of melts into the yarn.
That looks great.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So these are the bases. The Kumo and the mohair are $42 a skein. Canadian, and everything else, DK single and sock, are $40 a skein.
Okay.
We bought it in euros. We pay customs, we pay shipping. It is a pricier yarn, but that's Canadian dollars for the folks that live in the US. That's going to be a really good deal. It is what it is. It's the price point of the yarn we're selling. It's luxury yarn, and we're excited to bring this to you.
We are very, very excited. It is, yes, very excited.
Yeah.
It feels like we're a mini yarn store. We're carrying someone else's yarn line.
Yes.
It's a huge treat. So thank you so much to Amy for everything. It was just been the most fun collaboration.
Amy and Julia specifically, because that's who we've been face to face with,
Yes.
But everybody, all the crew there,
Everyone.
You guys, we've been talking about this since November.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a while.
November, December, January.
Feels like it's been a hot minute.
So like 5 months.
Right. Show us your swatch. Did you show us the swatch?
No, it's right here. Okay, so you guys, it's like,
So you can tell us what these yarns are that you used.
I used mohair and the fingering held together.
Mohair sock and
Sorry,
sock.
mohair and sock.
That's great.
I did it with a 4.5 held together, and then I did it again with a 5 held together. I think I like the
Let's see
5.
the 5.
It's just a little more.
Yeah, I love it.
I think the 5 is
So
what I did
this
with
is
mohair
4.5 for me, which is very similar to what you
to my 5,
Yeah.
or even the 4.5.
Yeah, the
if I'm
4.5.
honest. They're both actually. Your 4.5
This is
looks
nice.
closer to my 5.
I don't know.
Anyway, everyone's got different tension. I love the fabric that my 5 is giving me.
I know.
Like this is 20 stitches. This is 19 stitches.
Right. So
Pretty darn close.
yeah. Anyway, it's been
And I blocked it. Like I did purl bumps for the US size. I learned that.
wow,
from
you're
her.
smart.
And then I cut it out. It was in the round.
You did the real deal, like in the round and everything. I
Yes.
love that.
That's how I do them, because then I'm not purling.
It's and it really is your true gauge for that.
Yeah.
For that.
Because everything's knit, right?
If your pattern is knit in the round, that's your true gauge when you knit the swatch in
Yeah.
the round. It just gives you the most accurate info. Okay, well, we just want to thank everybody too for all the excitement. People have been asking when this yarn is available and that they really love the colors too. So thanks for the excitement. It's been a ball. It's been a blast.
Yeah, we've been super excited to finally be able to bring this to you. This was a project. I mean, to have something that you're excited about and to, work with colleagues and people you admire through this has been really fun.
It's quite a collaborative community, right?
Yeah.
People love to work together and brainstorm and bring, everybody's strengths together to create something new, which I, as a customer, I get excited about those things too, right?
Yeah.
So it's been great. It's been a ball.
Yeah, I ditto all of that.
Yeah.
So Amy is also launching Paris time. It's going to be 9 a.m. Mountain, her time.
So it's the same
Right.
time. The shops will be updated. It's 5 p.m. in Paris. It's 9 a.m. in Edmonton. And that's tomorrow. Holy moly.
Because Amy kind of thought she'll do the UK sales. Obviously, you get to buy wherever you want.
Wherever you like.
And then it's more accessible to maybe North America from our end. So it's available in both.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. Yes, it's just the first update of these colors. They'll be everywhere La Bien-Aimée is. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's
there'll be lots
exciting.
of opportunities to get it. If you would like it, it's going to be there.
Yeah.
But it's fun just to get them mailed out to people that are anxious to knit something with them.
Yeah.
So that's really great. So next week we have our cast on party for the Comfort Fade Cardi. So if we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, our Ravelry thread is up. People are sharing their yarns and sort of tips and tricks, because this is an Andrea Mowry pattern that's 3 years old already.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe that.
I mean, where have we been?
Right.
Where we missed.
Didn't it just come out?
We missed the whole boat. So we're going to be knitting the Comfort Fade Cardi. And so our cast on party for that will be just like this. It will be live on YouTube through Zoom. And Amy from La Bien-Aimée and Andrea Mowry will be joining. And it will be like about an hour. And it's going to be next Friday morning. Next Friday. We don't have a time.
We don't have a time.
We don't have a time.
Don't quote us.
But we will send out our newsletter. We'll put it on Instagram. Amy will have it on Instagram. It'll be kind of all over the place. But if you are wanting to knit along and you want to join the Zoom, it's just a free Zoom meeting. So you can get the Zoom ID. And if you'd like to be in that Zoom meeting, we would love that if you want to come hang out. And it will be posted to our channel after for anybody else that comes later.
Just a minute.
What?
Are people going to come live on YouTube?
They can if they want. If they
they can join on the Zoom,
or they can be in the Zoom.
Okay,
meeting.
so you can watch here on YouTube. Well, we'll have our Zoom.
Yeah, and if you are a knitter that's knitting and you want to share your yarn, like if you want us to be able to see your video or you want to have a question in the chat,
love that.
There's that too. So
got it.
It's just really
it's going to be a shit show.
It's a community. Can you see how well planned it is already? It's just going to be, show us your yarn, and maybe you have an opportunity to ask Andrea some questions.
Yes.
Or Amy some questions. Amy's knit, I think 3, she said already. So I love that there's all this experience and tips and tricks that are going to be out there for those of us that have never knit it.
Yeah.
So I
agree.
Super excited about just getting together. And it's also through a hashtag on Instagram. It's called Comfort Knit with Let's start again. Comfort Knit with Us Cal is the hashtag. So you can go in that hashtag and people are sharing their yarn. And then from next week on, I'm sure we'll be sharing our progress.
Yeah.
And for 3 months, we'll have the knit along. And then I'm sure at the end of June or just after that, we'll have another Zoom, show us your comfort fade.
Yes.
Right? We'll do like a beginning and an end Zoom meeting.
Maybe a midway, maybe once a month.
I don't know. Way to plan. I don't know.
Oh, we were at Knit in the Pit this past week.
We were.
Yeah.
Which sounds like it would be super fun in person.
Oh God, we're doing something today.
Jodi, don't let me forget.
What time is that?
4:20. We're going to be at streaming with Festival Twist for a fun little visit.
4:20 our time.
Yes.
On that. So I just clicked that link on my laptop.
Yes.
Okay, good.
As far as I know.
Okay,
yes.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I actually had a little panic yesterday thinking that I forgot it, but it was a day early. So I was okay.
Oh, good. Okay. And guess what I'm doing Friday? No work. This been a bit of a week.
It has been a week.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of weeks, actually.
It has, isn't it?
It's been a little bit busy, but busy is good. It keeps things going. But honestly, I can't believe it's Thursday. That's ridiculous.
Pizza picnic day tomorrow. That's what I look forward to every week. Blaze pizza.
Anyway.
This has been really fun.
A lot. Wow. We talk a lot. It's 12:30.
We got to hang up before they kick us off. I do. When I do the Zoom meetings, I do make it for 3 hours.
Do you?
What happens if you go over? It doesn't shut you off.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's why I do it 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't think
iPad's going to run out.
I don't think it's oh yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us today, you guys. And thank you. A big, huge, special thank you to Paula for popping in and telling us such an interesting story. I really, I could listen for ages. And I'm sort of imagining what it must be like in Tibet for, the start of this yarn and all the people that work. And
it was just an amazing story. We're not going to divulge ahead of time. We're going to make it a surprise who our next guest is. And we haven't announced that yet, but I don't even know who it is.
I was going to say, do you know something? I don't know. I think the Makers Spotlight is awesome. Like, we are having the most fun with it. We're thinking maybe it will be every second week, assuming people ever want to come.
Well, I said to Tracie, what if I feel like I just want to bail a week?
Well, and what if things get a little bit crazy and we have to change our times? I would hate that's not okay when you've already committed someone's time. So that's us being like, just planning ahead a little bit, hoping things, but we love it. We love it. So
we love it so much. We don't want to stop. We have a very long list of people we would love to host.
Our wish list is huge.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's been so cool. And so grateful that people pop by. That's amazing.
Was Carson here today?
Maybe not.
I didn't see Carson. I hope she's well. Thank you, Star, as always, for being our back monitor.
Star and Carson are helping moderate the Comfort Fade. Cal on go to Ravelry, you guys. Tell us what's happening with your Comfort Fade. Somebody said Nicole has been listening and grading writing assignments at the same time. That's talent.
Wow.
And she's getting her second COVID vaccination this afternoon.
That's exciting.
Huge. Huge, huge, huge.
Lynn says she loves it. Tracie, we got to go before my iPad cuts off.
Okay. Jodi's iPad's going to
I don't think so. I don't even think we're probably less than 30%, but after 2 hours and 30 minutes, I think.
Well, I literally give myself a headache talking this much.
Yeah, you do, don't you? I get a headache too.
Anyway, it was a big day for us today. We got to come back together, which was
we didn't even talk about Meghan and Harry's interview.
Oh, well.
Team Meghan all the way. Team Meghan and Harry. But wow, huh? I was
not
sad
surprising,
for them.
but super. The whole thing was so upsetting. Really, truly.
But thank God they just broke away and have started their own life.
It can't have been easy to do that, to separate from basically the family business, right? Whatever it is. Anyway.
I'm not wearing a sweater. Are you talking about they're saying Jodi's sweater pattern? This is the hipster cowl shawl, the hipster shawl.
Mm-hmm. I'll link it
if anyone's wondering. I'm not wearing a knit sweater today.
June says she has to pee. Join the club, June.
Yeah.
So thanks for that.
Okay. Till next time.
Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next Friday.